Host,
OMG.
and today is episode 84 of the OG podcast. Today is. Oh, wait, my mic's not plugged in. Oh, it is. Okay, I'm tripping. I didn't see the red light on for a minute. Rip, edit that out the show. No, we don't edit nothing out. Today is a special episode. We want to dedicate this episode to Optional Delusional, who passed away August 1st. He was honestly probably one of the coolest members anybody could have in any Twitch community. He showed a lot of love to a lot of our communities. Like there's so many communities. Yo, thank you for the biddies. Yo, thank you for the biddies. Thank you, boobies, for the biddies. There are so many communities that he touched throughout Twitch, and he was always super generous. It was crazy. I remember. I think in Grandpa's stream one time he dropped like 50,000 biddies or something like that. It was a lot. And yeah, yeah, the dude showed a lot of love, and he was really good at video games, and he was really looking forward to Black Ops 4 coming out. He was excited. So it was really it really sucked to see him go. I don't know if anybody asks. I don't know what happened. All I know is I saw the tweet, and it was really crazy because normally I don't see tweets right away. Normally it takes a day for me to see a tweet. That normally because I don't know why Twitter is just weird. Most of the time, if somebody tweets something, I don't see it until like a day later. I don't know why Twitter does that. I don't know. But this tweet, I saw right away. And once I saw it, I was like, wow. And so I let the right people know. But as far as how or why, I have no idea what happened. I just know he suddenly passed away. For those that are listening to SoundCloud, most of the people that are here in Twitch already know. But as far as that, I don't know. And rest in peace to Optional Delusional, man. You will be definitely missed. And
Yeah, it's always sad to see someone, pass, especially when they've inspired, and they've been positive and done good things, in our world. So, definitely, hearts out to the families and everything, and, hope everything's all right.
yeah. And I'm going to give credit where credit's due for those that are going to be watching on YouTube now and YouTube later. I did not do this graphic. Optional Delusional's wife, my bad. Not Optional Delusional's wife. Dynamic Skills wife did the graphic, which that you see on the podcast. And for he gave it out to all the people that he knows that streams and do Optional Delusion to support and show supports Optional Delusion. And I was like, you know what? We gonna dedicate this podcast to him because he always would tell me, man, I always wanna make a podcast.
All right.
But I never get to make it. So
Yeah, it's okay, man. I mean, it's when someone you care about, passes, it's sometimes hard to deal with, and talking about it live can be painful, So what you see is real. You know what I mean? I mean that's the true pain. That's the love that he has for him. So just give him a break if he starts feeling a certain way at times. You know what I mean? Obviously he cares about him and he meant something.
Yeah,
You know.
so he never got, he always wanted to make a podcast and never really got to make it. But so I was like, we're gonna dedicate this to him.
Definitely. Definitely.
Um. Oh man, what a week.
Yeah.
Um.
Well, just to give you a moment, I'll start off with my week. So
Okay.
you can kind of have a moment to breathe and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely.
My week's been okay. Actually, I've starting to get back into anime a little bit again. Because I actually, ever since I started working overtime, I completely stopped watching anime, and I happened to not sleep well the night before, or like 2 nights ago or whatever. So I ended up waking up early, not being able to go back to sleep. So I was like, I want to turn on Crunchyroll since I haven't done it in a while. And I was like, I don't even know what to watch because a lot of the shows that I watch are normally, not ready. So I found out that there's a new podcast that Rooster Teeth's doing. Well, it's an old podcast that got canceled. It's now resurrected called Fan Service. So they have a new thing on that's back on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is now sponsoring them to talk about anime. So I've been watching that to see what's a good anime to watch. So I've been doing that. So now I'm back in the anime game. Also, me and a really close friend of mine, we've decided to start our own team for Shadowverse, the card game that I play. We're in the process of getting with people that I know that are serious about being competitive, and right now it looks like we might have a squad of 3. So we were just talking to one of our old boys last night. So,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. So the third person that we're getting is someone who used to play card games with us in the past, and he's really, really talented. As a matter of fact, I brought him up because he actually got legendary ranked on Hearthstone. So
wow,
he's
nice.
actually really good at card games.
Nice.
So we talked to him last night. We were just like, hey, me and my boy, we're starting a team. Do you want to be on? And he was on a plane, so he's like, well, I'll download the game. I like it, bless you. He says if he likes the game, he'll join us. So,
sorry.
You're good. No, you're good. You're good. So we might have a third, which is cool. So we're getting our squad up, and we're going to be kind of practicing, and hopefully we can start getting in the competitive scene in 2019. Right now we're going to give. We're going to give our friend enough time to get used to the game, and plus it gives me and my other friend enough time to get better. So that when the time comes to be, seriously competitive, we'll all be ready. Bless you.
Thank you.
So,
yes,
no problem. But,
oh my Jesus.
Hope you're okay, man.
No, yeah. Just when I get emotional, I guess I'm allergic to it. I don't know.
Allergic to emotions.
Right. Yo, what up, Servo? So, how many is in a squad?
Well, you don't necessarily. Bless you.
Okay, well that's.
You don't really have to be in any kind of a team. We're just setting up a team because there are some people within the card gaming community, regardless of what card game it is, that does set up their own squads where they basically, they play test together, they share the pools, they travel together, and then they share the prize pools together, kind of a thing. Like you squad up, you go as a team, you kind of train each other up and discuss strategies, and then you kind of go from there. As a matter of fact, back when I was playing Magic the Gathering competitively, one of the biggest teams was called Channel Fireball, and they were a big deal. And I remember at a big event, I actually played against one of them, and it was really awkward because it was one of those like big tournaments, and like there was like 10 people surrounding us watching us play. And I was playing a really complicated combo deck, but I ended up winning. But everybody was just kind of like, "Wow!" Like I felt like a celebrity for like a few seconds. It was really interesting. So if you do get like a squad together and you do well, like people kind of want to join up with you, they want to sponsor you, things like that. And that's kind of part of what being on a team does is like if you find people that kind of like what you're doing, sometimes people will sponsor you to go to tournaments, so you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
So, and of course, my main reason to be competitive, I just miss being competitive, and I'm doing it just to kind of be number one. It's nothing to do with money or anything like that. I just enjoy being competitive.
It's part of your soul, dude. You gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. It's a part of your soul.
I'm having a lot of fun with it. You know what I mean? As long as I'm having fun, I'll continue to do it. If it becomes too much, then I'll either slow down or I'll bow out and we'll see what happens.
That's
it's just a matter of balancing. So. That's the most. That's the gist of what's been going on, other than overtime. But yeah.
That's what's up. And what up, DB? What up, Servo? And Booby J, you are right. My week has been crazy. Ironically, we didn't plan. Me and OG didn't plan this, but we're both starting competitive teams. You started a competitive team in the COD game. I'm trying to start a competitive team in Call of Duty. Only because like these three that have been rolling with me, Headshot, Nemo, Godspeed, they've been rolling with me for a minute, and yeah, they're like, man, they feel like this is the time to do it. So I told them, we've been planning this since like IW. I told them, if you want to do this, let's do this. But so we're gonna see. We're in the process of a fourth and a fifth. We're gonna discuss a few little things. Once somebody else gets here, I want to do it together. I don't want to do it separately. So once this other person gets here, I feel like it would be best if we did that together. But we're in the process of a fourth and a fifth, and things are gonna look good if we can get it rolling, get it going good. It all depends on how Black Ops 4 is gonna, like, what game modes they're gonna add. Because I have a feeling the heist mode's gonna be added, and I have a feeling that the control is going to be added. So that's going to be 2 new game modes possibly added to the new competitive scene of Call of Duty. Right now, we're just trying to get everything together. I'm in the process of getting the logos together, getting the jerseys together. But like I said, I've been saying we will get that fully together once the full team is together. What else has been going on in my week? Well, I found out that the person that only takes my daughter to school was not going to be able to take her this year. So I'm pretty much SOL as far as anybody taking my daughter. My father-in-law, which is my wife's stepfather, y'all know my wife's biological father passed away. He said that well, no, I just know he's just in his thing. So I know he's not gonna be able to take her. So what's gonna end up happening is probably Friday I'm gonna have to get a scooter or a wheelchair, like an electric wheelchair, because I have to cross a busy street, and there's no way me willing. It's not like walking into OMG's house. It's a pretty busy street, so I'm gonna get a electric wheelchair, electric scooter out of pocket, and I'm gonna try walking my daughter to school. Well, from school. My wife will take her to school, but I gotta walk her from school. So I may be ending the streams a little bit early than normal, because it's gonna take me a little bit more time to get ready to take her or to pick her up. Because you guys know, those that have been in my house, Crew Dog and Boobies, y'all been in my house. I have that lip in front of my house, so I'm gonna have to like lift the electric, whatever it is, and I'm gonna have to like lift it, get it over, and then get it out of the house and all that good stuff. So it's gonna take me a little bit of time. So I'm just letting you guys know, streams might be ending like a little bit earlier, maybe like an hour earlier than normal, maybe about like 1 o'clock. So I can prepare to pick up my daughter from school. Now, if God makes some other way, I'll be happy. Only because I don't mind walking. I don't mind doing the whole thing, but I'm nervous because I'm gonna have my daughter, and I don't want something to happen. If something happens to my daughter, I'm gonna freak out. But I know God's got the situation. So we'll just see what happens. But as of right now, that's what I'm dealing with. And I didn't really get to do a lot of gaming this week, because also my wife's mother-in-law was in the hospital also. So, yeah, uh, I had to. We were over there visiting her. So when I did get to play the beta, I only got to play this week. Was like I got to grind Friday, and that was pretty much it. I really didn't get to really grind much Saturday. Um, I tried to grind a little bit of Sunday after church, but I did reach max prestige, and I did reach the, well, not max prestige, but what the level cap was, and I did reach where what you call it, the operation mod on the certain guns that I wanted. I did think it was really cool that this year Call of Duty said if you reach the level cap, you get supposedly you get a prestige token that's a permanent unlock weapon token. So right when you start the game, when the game comes out, you can unlock. Say if you have a weapon that is like a high up weapon, you can like permanently unlock it when the game starts. So that's
That's
pretty cool.
cool.
Yeah,
You got some perks.
yeah, you got some perks for playing the beta. So I thought that was
Mm-hmm.
really really cool. Really really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely
I think
definitely.
that's what games should do. I think that anytime a game's gonna go into beta, they should give you kind of an incentive for like playing the game. Like if you play the game and get to a certain level or class or whatever the case may be, depending on the type of game. So it's going to be different depending on if it's an RPG or a shooter game or whatever. But if you reach like a certain level or whatever the case may be, you get something special because you played during the beta. You actually took the time to grind out, and then boom, you get this item. And I think that another thing on top of that is that with this thing, it's usually one of those things that you cannot buy. Like you
Right.
have to actually play the game and earn it, kind of a thing. So it's a special thing only for people who played the beta and got to a certain level on their own. And I think that that would encourage more people to play betas and more
Right.
people to actually play more, play harder, things like that. And
Right.
get really into the game.
Mhm. Yeah, cuz once people found that out, they really were grinding the beta. Uh
And that's
I
cool.
I,
That
I
added motivation.
yeah, I always grind the beta anyways, but it was
Mm-hmm.
really cool to have that. And sometimes they do, like a lot of times they do like some kind of reward, but a lot of times the reward is like something cosmetic, like I don't
Like a
know,
skin.
yeah, like a skin of some sort, or like a player card thing, or something that says
Mm-hmm.
beta or whatever. But to actually like get like a weapon or equipment or a class so that you want permanently unlocked, that normally you wouldn't get your first permanent unlock token until you like prestige one time. And for those that don't know, prestiging in Call of Duty, 9 times out of 10 your prestige level, or to prestige, you gotta go all the way to level 50. So basically what they said was is, hey, your first level, since you played the beta so long and you grind the beta, your first level 50 prestige token is on us. Pretty much. I mean, unlock
Okay.
token, not prestige token. So I thought that was pretty cool. I really thought that was
Yeah.
cool. I totally agree. I think more games should do that more often, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people get confused nowadays, especially a lot of the old heads. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Shouts out to people, the podcast that I used to listen to called Eviscerated. He would always gripe about betas, because he would say betas were not really betas now. That betas were just the new way of demos, um, because it would just it would just be a way for you to demo the game. And he would always talk about, like, back in the day when you would have the PlayStation Underground magazine, and you would get those discs, and they would have,
PlayStation Underground.
yeah, yeah,
That's a good old days.
yeah. I love PlayStation Underground just because of the disc. I mean, of course, I like the magazines, but really, it was all about the demos.
A good old disc, yeah. I never had a PlayStation Underground. I just did it through you, basically,
Yeah, I
and you were
know.
my PlayStation Underground.
Yeah, I know. Speaking
Yeah.
of which, I got a bunch of Game Informer magazines that I don't even read. They're like in pristine condition. I need to hand
Okay.
over to you, because I don't know how, I'm still subscribed to Game Informer. Um,
You know, it's funny. One of our friends has a similar issue. Like back when I didn't have a vehicle, and if another friend of ours was taking me to work, apparently they were getting two magazines instead of just one. So every time they take me to work, if they got their second copy, they just gave it to me.
That's funny. I don't ever read it because, for one, I mean, anything I want to find out, really, like, I can find out on the internet now. Um, I feel like those were more relevant back when we really didn't have like the information from the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because really, back in
Yeah.
the day when we wanted to look up gaming stuff on the internet, it was always cheat codes. It was always the cheat codes. I always looked up cheat codes for SmackDown too, but
Okay.
what was I gonna say? Yeah, like I don't know.
Well, I kind of understand what you feel about the whole magazine thing. I mean, personally, I don't really read magazines myself anymore. I just kind of watch their podcasts now.
Hmm.
But magazines, I think, are still good for those who just enjoy reading. And you're going to get more out of reading the magazine than you are going to watch a podcast because, they're only going to be able to explain so much
Uh huh.
because, they try to keep it within a certain time limit.
Right.
And they're not going to go fully in depth on certain things. Where if you read the magazines, not only are they going to be more in depth with stuff, but you're going to be able to understand more why a game is good or not.
Yeah.
It goes more in depth in the magazine, so it's more in the detail. It's kind of like when you watch a movie and read the books.
Right.
You're only get so much watching a movie where the books you're gonna get everything.
That's
That's kind of what
true.
that is.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's very true. I didn't think about it like that. And you're
Yeah.
welcome, DB. Yeah. So I don't know, like, but and then like for some reason they send you like a physical copy, and then they send you a digital copy. So I have a digital copy too,
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know
yeah,
they were doing that.
like in emails, I guess.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know they actually did that.
I didn't either, but they do that. I was,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why, but I do have a funny story though. I do have a funny story
Hmm.
to talk about. So, apparently, I Time Warner thought I still had their equipment yesterday, and
Oh.
yeah, and I'm like, for those that don't know, I switched from Time Warner. I was like, no, I was like, I have a receipt right here. They're like, uh-oh, and I was like, yeah, uh-oh, and it was pretty funny. So like, I guess for like, and the only reason why I knew was cause like a creditor was calling me, and I was like, no, trust me, normally creditors don't call me, and I'm like, huh? And then my wife was like, I think that's Time Warner, and then come to find out, yeah, they made a mistake, and they or had put something under collections for the equipment. And I was like, yeah, I have the receipt right here. And they're like, oh. They're like, okay, we'll just credit your account. So I got credited. Even though I don't use Time Warner no more, I got credited $300 on my account.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
that's funny. That's funny.
Hmm.
Yep, that's totally funny. So,
Wow.
definitely. I'm waiting to
That's a good moment.
see
That's
if
what that is.
someone's gonna show up, but I don't know. We'll see. Before we like start. 'Cause I figure, yo, what's up? Hey, I was just talking about the Eviscerated podcast, man, and then all of a sudden you just pop up out of nowhere. What's going on, Natus? What's good, man? What is good? Um, I guess I could go in a little bit. Those, and just in case he doesn't show up, because I know he was up late last night dealing with car stuff. The situation between me and Bezoid is completely resolved. Uh, um, I can speak for me. Um, there were some things that I made a mistake on, as far as certain information that I didn't know of, uh, and so there was some miscommunications on both parts, and because of that, some things happened that shouldn't have happened. But as of right now, I missed that show too, bro. As of right now, everything is good. He's back on the show. Everything is good to go. And yeah. So for those that were kind of like, oh my Jesus, that moment is over. That moment is over. Life's too short to especially be disputing over small stuff like that. And especially when it was just a misunderstanding on both parts. But he was going to be here to speak, and of course be on the show, of course. But he's not here yet. But he's probably still sleeping. So I just want to put that, clear that out of the air so y'all don't think, oh, maybe Handy's just being lazy and hasn't removed anything or anything like that. No, it was just a misunderstanding, and everything is good to go. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start the show, man.
Right. Let's talk about video games.
Let's talk about video games. Yes. So,
right.
What's the knowledge? You got some knowledge?
I got a little bit of mobile gaming news today. Actually, I have a lot, but I'll just go over whatever we have enough time to cover today. So we'll start a little bit smaller. Since I did kind of tease a little bit about card games and me being competitive, there happens to be a little bit of news in the card gaming circuit. Not really news, more numbers, because I'm a numbers guy. And actually, before I continue, one thing I forgot to mention about my week is SoaRRC every now and then has what's called a Grand Prix, where you have to win like so many matches and you go to the next round. Well, both me and my friend were undefeated, so we both got 5-0,
Nice.
and we qualified for the next round. So I'm just waiting for the next round to start, and so is he. So we're really doing big things. We're really finally getting competitive and getting our names out there. Hopefully we do well on the next round. So just wish us luck.
I do have physical evidence of this. He sent it to me, so if anybody wants to see it, holla at your boy. I show it. You did.
Yeah, I did send Handy a picture of it, and I sent my friend a picture as well, so he knew, because he actually qualified before me. But I sent him a screenshot showing him, and we're just both so excited about it. You know what I mean? Like, things are finally looking up, and this was right after we talked about possibly starting a team, and all of a sudden we're both like making numbers. Unfortunately, I didn't record it as far as like on video, because I kind of did this at night. I don't really record at night. I was just trying to play the game seriously and not really have to be commentating.
Right.
So you might not always see me, on video, doing this stuff. But yeah, hopefully we'll see what happens in the future. But now on to, some more news about card games in general. Mobile users now account for 71% of the $1.5 billion digital card game market.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, most of the people that play games like Hearthstone, SoaRRC.
Crew Dog got breaking news. Hold on. Crew Dog, what's your breaking news, buddy? What's your breaking news? My breaking news guy isn't here yet, so I can't do the noise. I don't have it. I don't have my news guy right now. I promise you he's asleep. Android users, see if you can download Fortnite now. Here's the link. Oh yeah. In the Google Play Store. What? Oh my Jesus. I am gonna talk about that, because me having a Galaxy, not a Galaxy, but a Note, a Samsung, I got to play Fortnite the first day it came out on mobile. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. But go ahead there. So if you guys have Android right now, go ahead and click on that link and download you some Fortnite, play you some Fortnite. I will tell you this before. Yes, it's not in the Play Store. You have to go in the You have to download the Epic installer for the mobile. I will tell you this right now. For those that have not played it yet, and I'm not giving my review right now, but there's a warning I need to give. It makes your phone super hot, like super hot. Like I almost burnt my hands hot. So be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna do it on mine, because mine's getting to the point to where you can tell it's getting old and it's starting to overheat at times. on other games, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
probably not going to download it myself.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that'll probably fry my phone completely, and I'm not trying to do that. But
yeah.
whenever I get a better, a newer phone later in life, I'll probably see what's up with that. But
Mm,
yeah, thanks for letting us know, and everybody else as well. I appreciate that, Crew Dog, because
yeah.
you're really actually helping us out, bringing that up to everybody else. That's really cool, man.
Yep. He is that mod, man. He is, man. Crew Dog is like, he's like a man of all trades, man. Whatever you need,
Yeah.
he got you. But go ahead and finish your topic there.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. So basically, like I said earlier, the majority of people who play a lot of these electronic card games, most of them play on mobile, and of course, the other like 29% they play on their computers, their PCs, their laptops, whatever the case may be. This is according to a intelligence group called Super Data. They basically just spit out reports about what the numbers and things like that, and they say that. From that company, they claim that the market will play a strong hand by earning $2 billion in 2020. So it's already predicting what they think the money is going to be made in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard's Hearthstone right now is leading the charge, accounting for 26.7% of the global revenue, which is at $414 million. So for those wondering which right now is the biggest money-making card game right now, as far as companies are concerned, it's definitely Blizzard's Hearthstone.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
I mean, not only do you need to put a lot of time and practice, but if you want to get there early, you got to spend quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
So those that are highly
Leaving
competitive
there.
but don't have what they want, they'll drop that money. They'll throw their money at the screen to get the cards they want, so that they can be competitive sooner, get to Grandmaster, go to big tournaments, and go to BlizzCon so they can win $1 million. So I can definitely understand why people throw their money at the screen of Hearthstone, and it is a good game. But they also says by the end of the year, Super Data reports that North America alone will have 14 million users playing digital card games. Now, this is everybody in general, not just Hearthstone.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there are 71% of the worldwide users are playing these titles on their smartphones. And the idea is they want to have kind of a mobile. They actually focus more on
Mm-hmm.
having a mobile first design as their key to success. They wanted to give everybody access to play the game for those who don't have a computer. That's why they're there. They put more of their focus and emphasis on mobile devices to make it playable, but they also allow, of course, on PC and laptops and whatnot. So I'm really happy to see that they actually put the mobile gaming aspect of those type of games first, to make sure that more people can play, because not everybody has a computer or a laptop.
Yeah,
You
definitely,
know,
definitely.
but most people have a smartphone.
I mean, freaking phones are becoming more like laptops, anyways.
Yeah, my phone's pretty much a gaming console at this point. Like I rarely use it to talk to people. You know what I mean?
Look at this.
Like,
A prime example. When me and OG want to talk, and this is like outside of the podcast, we don't talk on the phone. We use Discord.
yeah, it's either Discord or Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, we don't actually call each other.
It's kind of funny, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, because I got used to your phone service not always being the greatest or not always being
Yeah,
connected.
I've had some issues. Yeah.
So I'm just like, I know you have an internet connection, so I know I can reach you on Discord or Facebook Messenger. So
Yeah.
definitely. So, and for those that, what I mean by reaching him, you can type to him all you want on Discord, but what we mean is when we voice chat, we're in Discord most of the time. Which is,
Yeah.
yeah, we were making that joke yesterday. We're like, yep, let me get on my phone to make an internet call instead of actually making a call. And the funny thing, we have both for each other's numbers. We don't even text. We use Facebook Messenger. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how I talk to most of my friends, actually, is Facebook Messenger. There's a few people that I've texted here and there, because they're not as active on, Facebook. But for the majority of the people that I know, yeah, it's all Facebook.
Yeah. Speaking
Everybody.
of Facebook, Facebook is really striving to do this gaming thing. They're still doing the streaming thing. They still have their gaming streaming program. Again, I can't I was gonna try it, but I can't because they won't send me a reset to my password. Well, I don't want to reset my password. I gotta reset my email because the email that because I've had this Facebook. I want to say like 13 years, like a long time. Like I was still in high school, I think. Like I just graduated high school, and like I am trying to change my email address so I can put it to an active email address. Because ironically, the Facebook or my Facebook email address actually got hacked by my ex-girlfriend way before my wife. So I have no way of getting that. I have no way of getting those emails anymore. So I'm like, okay, but for you to join the I think it's called the Facebook's Creators Program, you have to have your valid email, and they send you a code in the email. So I'm sitting here trying to change my email, and I'm telling it to what I want to change my email to, and I go to tell it that I want it to be to this email, and they say, okay, we're going to send you verification through this other email, so which is a new email. I never get it, so I never get to change my email. So Facebook, you slacking, man. I'm trying to, like, I just want to try it just to try it. Just for informational purposes, because I've tried YouTube, I've tried Mixer, and I've tried Twitch. Not saying I'm gonna move anywhere. I just want to try it just to try it, just to see what's different about it. You know what I mean? It's just interesting to see what different streaming services are out there. I didn't even know. I read another article today, and I'm not going to go into it. I'm switching back over to you. But this ties to what I was talking about. I didn't even know, like, PlayStation has its own streaming hub. I thought when you go to the little PlayStation thing, like, it's just for, like, it just shows PlayStation and YouTube. But really, I was reading an article, and there's, like, people, like, just streaming straight to the PlayStation hub. And they're doing some pretty naughty things. I was like, oh my Jesus. It's basically, for me going to X-rated, it's basically the old Twitch. So yeah, people are like talking about it in the article that, like, it's easier for people to get away with it on PlayStation because it's so small. Like not a lot of people know about it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, and, like, there's no, like, PlayStation's trying to stop it, but you know how PlayStation is right now when it comes to fixing things. They take forever. And so that's pretty interesting. I was reading that article yesterday about it, and basically, like, people were, like, doing a bunch of nudity stuff and all that crazy stuff. I was like, what? I was like, man. Yeah, it's nuts. So be careful when you go into that stream hub. I know some of you people like, oh, where do I go? No, I'm not disclosing that information. But it's there. Craziness. But pretty soon, it'll probably get regulated. I'm sure.
Yeah, I knew that people streamed on PlayStation in general, because I know that, when I first had a PS4, like, anytime you have, like, a game that you've downloaded, it gives you the option to show other people streaming the game just straight on the PlayStation.
Right.
So, and it's not necessarily has to be connected with YouTube or whatever. But
yeah, I didn't know that.
It is something. Yeah, that part I found that out on accident. I never brought it up because I didn't know that was like a mystery or anything. I just said, okay, that's pretty cool, and I left it at that. Yeah, I mean, props to PlayStation for, having their own type of streaming thing, but PlayStation, be careful with your with what you allow people to do.
People playing strip poker. I'm just kidding. I don't know if it's strip poker, but I'm just putting it out there. I'm pretty sure there's some crazy stuff. But definitely, like, that's nuts. I can't.
Yeah.
But that's how old Twitch was, though. Back in the day, I remember when I first started, like, when Twitch first became out of Justin TV and it became Twitch, you saw all kinds of crazy stuff because there was no regulation. You think there's crazy stuff here now on Twitch? Boy, you have no idea. You have no idea. No idea. Definitely. Speaking of which, and then I will officially turn it back over to you. I just want to, since we're on the same wavelength of Twitch is in September getting rid of the communities. Twitch communities will no longer. So the flight crew community, the able gamer community, all the able gamer communities. All the Twitch communities, things that are Twitch communities, are gonna be no more. They're gonna change them to tags. Sounds like YouTube. That's exactly what I thought of when I heard of that. But apparently it's gonna help. They say because even with the communities, it makes people. It's hard to discover communities. In addition to the communities, they're changing the IRL to a more sub categories. So basically, instead of IRL, you're gonna have crafting, cooking, art, chatting, all these other things, exercising, all these different things. Okay, instead of just IRL. And it's because I guess the way Twitch was looking at it like this was there's so many people streaming under IRL that the stuff that's kind of you would see as real IRL would get diluted by other things, because a lot of people were, instead of being in the creative part, when you're doing drawing and stuff, they would be in the IRL. So the things that were real IRL, just sitting and talking or chatting or whatever, was getting diluted by other stuff. So in mid-September, the communities will go, and IRL will be gone, and there'll be different categories. Now, personally, I don't know, I kind of wonder, what's gonna happen to the big communities, for instance, SoaRRC, they have a big community. Able Gamers has a big community, a community for Twitch. Optic Gaming, all these different people that stream under these different categories that are actually substantial. It makes me wonder how they're going to implement the tags. Secondly, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this, sometimes I feel like the whole IRL stuff and the other tags and stuff like that, as far as chatting and stuff like that. Yes. I sometimes I feel I don't know, I feel Twitch should just be about gaming. So I don't know, I mean I do like it when people draw, especially when they draw gaming characters, but stuff that's off the wall, has nothing to do with gaming. I start to wonder for instance, what does yoga have to do with gaming, or exercising in the gym, or cooking have to do with gaming? Not that it's a bad thing, but that's just what goes through my head sometimes. And I just wonder, are we losing sight of what Twitch is, and are we just trying to be the next YouTube? Or is there something that I'm not getting? I don't know. What do you think, OMG? What do you think about that?
So, I don't know the history of Twitch. I've always just assumed that Twitch was mainly about video games, but I'm starting to learn that maybe it was just a live streaming service that could be for anything. It's just that most people use it for video games. So I'm not 100% sure what Twitch's motives are in general. So it's really hard for me to comment when I'm not 100% sure what the actual documents show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe they're not just all about video games. Maybe they just want a source so people can just broadcast live in general. Maybe that's what they are. It's just the reason that it's more popular for video games is because at the time there was really nothing else to do anything live on because YouTube you didn't do nothing live at the time. At the time you were just
Mhm.
making videos. But
Mhm.
people who wanted to actually perform things live and have an audience and stuff like that, you went to Twitch for that. So that's why Twitch is more known for video gaming. But I think Twitch probably the whole time had the idea of wanting to just have a service for all types of people. So maybe that's what that is.
Yeah, I can see that because now they're owned by Amazon. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
Amazon, they like to dabble in anything that makes money. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
Amazon is like getting into pharmaceutical stuff. So,
Okay.
they're also getting into Whole Foods. All kinds of different stuff. So
You can do all kinds of stuff on Amazon. That's for
yeah,
sure.
like I don't even like real talk. Like if I want to buy something, I don't even look at Walmart no more. I look at Amazon because not necessarily because it's cheaper. Sometimes it's just more convenient. Um, you know what
Yeah,
I
it's
mean?
all about the convenience. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when you got that Amazon Prime, because you
Hmm.
could get it within a day. And did you know if you have Amazon Prime, you can link your Twitch account to Amazon Prime and get Twitch Prime and sub to your free streamer for free. Just putting that out there. Um,
Hmm.
and you,
Nice plug.
yes, had to do it. Also, um, Fortnite will also 9 times out of 10 always have a Twitch Prime skin, so you can always like get a free skin. What's up, One Arm Assassin? What's going on, bro? And what's up, Jax? How you doing, bud? Sorry, don't think I didn't see you guys, but I was just letting you guys communicate and have a good old thing. Um, yeah. So, I mean, that definitely is crazy, though. I like I said, it kind of feels weird. Like I'm kind of wondering how the tags are gonna be, because you know how like when you go to YouTube, and you have to put your tags in the bottom of your videos so your videos can get more discovered, per se.
Hmm.
Um, and that's what they said. They say, well, if you're gonna use the tags, it will help you get more discovered. Um, but here's the problem with tags. A lot of times, uh, well, at least for YouTube tags, a lot of times tags are dead tags at some point, and sometimes people will use fake tags. Well, meaning they will tag under the wrong thing to get more discovery. And so it's like I don't want that to become a Twitch. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, for instance, um, you know, on YouTube, people sometimes like they'll put like if they're talking about the weather of like a hurricane, they'll do hashtag natural disaster, stuff like that, and then people will click on it thinking that it's a but really they're just talking about like a storm or a hurricane, stuff like that. And I'm not saying like, I mean, it's smart, but watch, like some things are gonna happen to where like people are gonna be like under the wrong tags to just get discovered, and it's just gonna get saturated in certain areas. You know,
Mm.
it's when you're dealing with something that's oversaturated in the first place, it's hard to sort oversaturation, because once somebody finds a niche to get discovered, everybody wants to do that niche. You know, at least
Yeah.
for the people that want to try for the quick rise. Me, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? I will tag my stuff accordingly. And my question is too, like, am I going every time I change a game to the title? Am I gonna have to change my tags to meet that specific game? You know what I'm saying? Or like, what are the tags gonna be, and how many tags do I get? So it's very interesting to see what's gonna happen, because I know my biggest problem with communities right now is like like you only get to stream on 3 communities at once. So if they can give me like more than 3 tags, that would be cool. Like I'm talking like maybe like 12 tags, because like there's like others, like there's like other communities I want to stream under, but I don't want to let go of those other communities either. So I mean, if there's more than just 3 tags, then I'm totally for it. Totally for it. Totally for it.
You know, ironically, I don't really use
You don't use.
well, in the past, I don't really use YouTube tags. The only time that I've used them recently is because of my new recording software, because it automatically adds a tag unless I removed it, which I've done a few times because I don't know if it really makes a difference or not. Because basically, the tag just has like the name of the device that I use to make the recording. And I'm
Right.
like, do I really need to include that? So sometimes I remove it, sometimes I don't. But I never really understood the purpose of the whole tag thing. I just uploaded my videos, just let it be itself. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to scheme anyone to find a way to watch my videos. I mean, if you want to find it, you know where I'm at, kind of a thing. And
It,
you
it
know,
it just helps you, like tags, like for instance, like they'll help you get more discovered. Like for instance, if you type in handy kill cam right now in Google, right, the first things that are gonna pop up are my pictures, of course, me, and then
mm-hmm,
the second thing that's gonna pop up is our podcast videos. You see what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? And
yeah,
so, and for one, I don't do this in all my videos now because of exporting, but in most of my videos, I tag my own name. So whenever somebody like searches, on online mobile guy, you'll pop up. You see what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Your videos will pop up because that's what
right,
that's what a lot of people will do. If like say they see you or whatever and they don't know how to get a hold of you, they'll type in your stuff, and like you'll you'll come up. Actually, if you it's funny, if you Google me right now, the people that it shows me connected to, it shows me you, shows me Bezoid, and it shows me Able Gamers, and it shows me CrewDog217. Like those are the 3 subtags. Like if you go to the Google thing,
mm-hmm,
like and you put like under images, like you go under images and you type my name, it'll have these 3 subcategories or 4 sub. Sometimes it does 3 or 4, and sometimes it does you, it does Able Gamers, it does CrewDog217, and Bezoid, and it's crazy,
mm-hmm,
man. If you click on CrewDog, it will show everything about CrewDog. You click on you, it shows everything about you. You click on Able Gamers, it does shows everything about Able Gamers. So forth
yeah,
and so forth. So that's where tagging is like important, because it gets you it connects things. Like it like it's like electronic glue. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So like you're forever like glued to that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because yeah, and especially like if you have like a video that like does well, like your
mm-hmm,
Hearthstone video or whatever. Not Hearthstone.
mm-hmm.
That one video that has like 5,000 views.
Oh, it's one of my Final Fantasy videos. Yeah.
Right. So whatever tags you use, hypothetically, let's say you use tags, because that's like your most high grossing video as far as views, that
Mm-hmm.
will be whatever's tagged to that will be automatically connected to that. So
Right.
it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Same thing with Twitter, Instagram. That's why if you guys know that like if whenever I'm on Instagram and I do a video that I'm gonna be live, I don't do it all the time. Why? Because to me, to me it would get annoying if somebody did that every day, every day, every day. I do it every so often, but when I do certain tags, just to connect. In fact, when you also Google me, those what you call it show up. My Instagram videos show up. So it's very important to tag when you tag yourself properly. When you tag yourself right, because it helps you get discovered and helps you get in the right place. Say for instance, if somebody wanted to look up Final Fantasy. What's that game? Realm Royale, right? No, Realm Royale.
Come on, a New Empire.
Yeah, New Empire. Yeah.
Yeah.
So say for instance, if you um, put that tag in there, and somebody was looking for a video for that, and they Googled it, as soon as they Googled that, your video would pop up. For one, because you tagged it. For two, it's a high grossing video. See what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I would take time. I'm not just talking to you, but any content creator that you can, I would take time and tag if you can. It's hard for me to tag the podcast on certain things because I don't know what we're going to talk about. And we're just off the cuff and stuff like that. So, and it's hard for me to remember everything that we talked about because sometimes we'll talk for 3 hours or 4 hours. So, but I'm going to kind of be a little bit more harder on myself and start doing that. Because you can also you can already automatically tag your Twitch videos, like your VODs. You can automatically tag those. I haven't seen a use for it. Like, I don't understand it because Twitch is not really about videos or more about live streaming. But maybe that's where they're gonna implement that same program there into live streaming. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of knowledge, some stream knowledge right there, some content creating knowledge. So yeah, there you go. If you haven't started tagging, start tagging. Go ahead.
Start tagging.
OMG, what you got, man?
Well, kind of want to go over. I'm trying to think of what would be the next. But well, you know what? We're going to talk about Final Fantasy New Empire since you actually brought it up. Because believe it or not, there was news about them in the past that I hadn't brought up in the past, and I figured, heck, why not? Good segue. All right, so Final Fantasy 15, A New Empire, rakes in $380 million in 1 year.
What?
I'm not surprised. I'm not.
Oh, yeah, because you have to pay $100 to do everything.
Yeah, every little thing that you want to do to advance in the game, you're paying $99.99 a piece for each perk. If you want to have certain buildings, you don't have the ability to grind it. You literally pay $99.99. You get this special building with these perks. And if you want to get another building with other perks that help your defense or whatever, spend another $99.99. So people drop thousands of dollars on this game to have like the best base they could possibly have. And I've mentioned that a few times, and now I have the numbers to prove it. So now you know that I'm not just making stuff up.
Of course you are. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, basically, and the article's kind of long, so I'm gonna shorten it up. But more or less, MZ, I guess, is one of the companies behind this game. They have what they call their 4X strategy mobile game, which is Final Fantasy New Empire making tons of money. According to their estimates, in its lifetime, the downloads have had over 45 million people like downloading the game. Which honestly, to me, that's not a big deal because I've noticed that a lot of times on Google, when you're looking up games and you're trying to figure out what to download, it'll always say, 5 million downloads. Personally, I don't think that makes a big deal because just because you have 1 million downloads doesn't mean you have 1 million people playing the game.
Right.
You may have had someone download it, play it for a day.
For like 5 seconds. Yeah, like me. Yeah. That's me.
So those numbers don't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to know that if you're trying to find a good game and you're trying to see what the numbers say, whenever it tells you how many downloads have existed, understand that doesn't really have any weight. What matters is how many people are currently playing at a time or concurrent. More or less, how many people are actually actively playing the game. They don't tell you those numbers because those numbers are always going to be significantly lower than the actual number of downloads. But anyway, around 32% of those downloads are through the United States. Apparently, we're the ones spending a good chunk of the money. 41% of the game's revenue is about $138 million. Japanese players spent about $116 million on the game. So, I mean, yeah, we have all kinds of people from all across the world playing. I'm not playing anymore because I don't agree with their monetization tactics like I've preached before. But basically, so there's a new focus, it says. It says that MZ, who's infamous for its controversial monetization practices, which is exactly what I've been saying, and
Hmm.
large user acquisition campaigns, has focused much of its marketing efforts almost entirely on a new Empire since its release. So basically, they're focusing more on this game than any other game that they market. Um, billion-dollar titles such as Game of War, Mobile Strike, things of that nature pretty much fell off the charts because they don't really support it nearly as much.
Right.
They found a game that they make the money and are sticking to it. The company is going. The company is going under what appears to be a major restructuring at present. The CEO, founder, Gabe Linden, who left the division, which I actually mentioned about a month or two ago, I mentioned how that person stepped down. Um, talking with him is technically, excuse me. Um, so basically, he left. Other people are taking over, and he says that he's been replaced by somebody else who, right now, is trying to find new ways to make money for that game. And a month after that shakeup, it was reported that MZ shut down um, its ad tech branch, which was 125 staff members. So basically, a lot of people got fired because they're no longer supporting some of the other games that they used to support. So a lot of people are losing their jobs because of the fact that they're focusing on this one game. Uh, I don't like that. I think that when you're in the game developing company, game making, whatever the case may be, you should always focus on all of your titles,
Hmm.
especially if you still have a lot of people playing it and it's still making you money at the end of the day. And when you have people losing their jobs
Yeah.
because you want to focus on this one game and one game only, that's not cool. Because the reason you have to release people is because you don't need so many people to focus on developing just one game. So when you focus on just one or two titles, then yeah, you don't need all those people. But that kind of sucks because one, now people are out of jobs, and all these other games are no longer being supported as much as they could. So the people who are fans of these other games are not going to get good updates anymore. Like it's just going to be kind of a thing that's just there.
Right.
So that's kind of uncool. So honestly, the company behind Final Fantasy New Empire, they're really focused on that game and that game alone, and I think that's going to bite them in the butt at the end because if that game goes under, they pretty much put all their eggs in one basket.
Well, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody because people just buy into hype. Well,
Hmm.
money hype anyway. Uh, I think, I think it will go under eventually. I just don't know when. I say probably in the next 2 or 3 years it will be under, especially with Fortnite coming out on or Fortnite on a mobile.
Hmm.
I feel like I mean that's what a lot of people are. Well, a lot of the young ones or a lot of the people that are like looking to games to suck into. I think that will be it. The same
Hmm.
thing he said. Uh, Red Panda said the same thing happened to Paragon. Um, uh, is that yeah? Yeah, Paragon. Paragon is dead now. Is Paragon a mobile game? Are you?
I'm not sure what game it is. I mean, it could be just any kind of game in general, but it's a
Yeah.
good point. No matter what game it is,
Right.
yeah, a company will focus on one game, throw all their eggs in one basket, and all of a sudden, boom, stuff happens. Um, I I don't know. I'm not feeling it, obviously. I mean, like I said, I've been preaching against their practices for a while. I played the game for over a year, so, I've waited it out, just to see if anything would change, and nothing's really changed for the good that I can tell. I mean, they've had some updates with new skins, new characters, whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still very, very money driven, and I can't agree with monetization when they force you, like, because I talk about how I do support microtransactions. However, this one case where I'm like, no, this is bad. A game should never force you to spend money to get stuff. You should always have the option to grind because
Right.
not everybody has hundreds of thousands of dollars to play. So those people basically miss out.
Grinding is
So
good, folks. Grinding is good.
yeah, grinding is great. So yeah, well, for more than one reason, but yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens to them. Like as far as how long they're going to be, the game is going to last. It's hard to say. I mean, right now, Final Fantasy 15 in general is still big, and I think that's the big reason why is so popular is because Final Fantasy 15 is such a popular game, and they have so many spin-offs and so much DLC that the game is still fresh to this day, despite
Right.
how long Final Fantasy 15 has already been out. And they're
Right.
still coming up with new content. I mean, they got more DLCs coming in the future. So yeah, it's going to be a good while before the actual mobile game is going to die. It'll take a good, at the very least, 2 or 3 years. It has to be a thing, and then maybe if they stop doing DLCs for the core game itself, maybe it'll die down, but we'll see. I don't wish any ill will towards, the company in general. I just don't agree with their practices, but we'll see what happens.
Your first guy. What's up, Informal Gaming? What's good, man? What's good? But yeah, grinding keeps you connected and loving a game. Yes, definitely, Infamous, definitely. If there is no grind, the game is out of my mind. Like, that's the way I see it. Like,
Hmm.
that's what, like, I don't know. Maybe that's what I feel what's wrong with me with Fortnite. Like, to me, like, the challenges to me are not they're not, I'm not saying they're not a grind, but it's not a desirable grind for me. Like, like Call of Duty, for instance, right? Call of Duty Black Ops 4, there's a multiple grind. There's different things you can grind. You don't have to just grind one thing. That's right. That's right, Call of Duty fans. Call of Duty plays the field. Call of Duty grinds more than one thing. Uh, so I think on Fortnite for me, like all you have is the challenges, to grind, and or like a winning percentage, or um or like stats. You're just like going for stats. And I don't know. I think maybe that could be what it is for me. For me, speaking from perspective, like right now, like my grinding for Fortnite right now is a grind that I personally made for myself. I vow myself, I put it onto myself that I will get my first solo win on Fortnite before Black Ops 4 drops. That is my goal. That's my goal. Why am I doing? It's to help me keep me engaged in Fortnite. Cause honestly, right now, like I just want to play Black Ops 4. Red Panda said it was like League of Legends, Epic Games. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. That game, you could even download it on PlayStation. I played it like once or twice. It was like a first person or a third person. It was like a third person MOBA. In my opinion, I like that game better than Smite. I don't know what it is. Smite, I was never a fan of. I was never a fan of
I'm
Smite.
actually glad you brought that up because I have a topic about League of Legends that I'll be bringing up later on. There's actually some controversy going on with the creators of that game in general. So, and it's not just about League of Legends, but it's within the same scope of it. But I'll talk about that later. But yeah, there is something interesting about League of Legends in general because what I talked about Final Fantasy right now is actually what's happening with that game too. But I'll go over
Wow.
that as a different topic later on today because
Wow.
that is another important thing I want to talk about. It's incident related.
Definitely, definitely. Infamous Gaming said I still grind World War II, and I still love it because I haven't got anything unlocked. Yeah, I get that, bro. Like I was with Headshot, my boy Headshot, and we were playing World War II. Bro, I tried so hard, but man, they put me on like the worst map. It was the one with the train in the middle. Bro, I kept getting sniped every which way, and I'm like, what's going on? I don't remember World War II being like this, but it was definitely. I true fact about me in World War II, I do not own one single new weapon from that game. I can't get any of the new weapons. That is the only Call of Duty I have not been able to get any of the new weapons from. That
Hmm.
was Epic's. Rad Panda said this. That was Epic's Game's biggest mistake because a raid happened in in front of their company. Lots of uh, Porygon fans wanted the game back. Yeah, I said, I actually enjoyed that game better than Smite. I don't know what it is like about Smite. It doesn't appeal to me. Like, I don't know, Smite feels like more. Again, this is IMO. In my opinion, it feels more like a kiddie game than like it feels like a kiddie mobile to me more than um like a strategic MOBA. I've actually thought about getting into League of Legends just to play it, just to see what all the hype is. So I don't know. Maybe one
I've
day.
watched some tournaments about it. I mean, it seems to be a very, very hype thing right now. Or at least when I was watching it about a couple of years ago. I mean, I actually know people in general as well who play and try to be competitive, haven't been able to make it. But I mean, that is a big deal, and not only just in the United States, but in other countries as well. I mean,
Rem-
it's a very competitive game.
Remember we did a this is back in our like single digits of the episodes. Yes, you can actually go back and watch this episode on YouTube. Um, we were talking about League of Legends. Like, they offer kids scholarships to go play League of Legends. That is like one of the only esports games and one of the gaming uh, games that actually does that, and I think that's pretty cool. It's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, come play. Just like how football players, or how kids that play football in high school, they get scholarships to go play football. Go get a scholarship to play. Shoot, I tell you what, if I could have got a scholarship out of high school to play video games, I'd have been in college. Uh, at that point in time, what I wanted to do with my life, I didn't see a point to go to college. Um, Plus at that point in time, I did have some complications with my high school and my college stuff, because I did get a degree, or not a degree, but I did get a scholarship to go um to be a music engineer in Seattle, Washington, in the Arts Institute. It was a full paid scholarship, but some technical difficulties happened. Even though I passed all my classes and I did all my exams already, I basically was sick on the last week of school, and apparently I had too many absences missed, uh, and they took a credit away from me being absent. So
Oh, that sucks.
technically, I didn't graduate technically, and they were like, well, if you don't like the scholarship, because I didn't have the appropriate credit at the time that they needed it, I lost the scholarship, which really sucks. So yeah, but it is what
Mm,
it is. I'm still successful doing what I love to do, so it's all good.
yeah.
Not saying that you should quit school or anything like that. I was actually good in school. I actually loved school. I was A B honor roll, A honor roll. So I grind hard. I grind hard, ladies and gentlemen. But back to the subject at hand. It's really cool that that games do that. That they give scholarships. But yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna quit school. Don't you dare quit school. Don't you dare quit school. I will come over there and I will purposely put you back in school. And I will
So I will re-enroll you.
yes. 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 Yep.
That's funny.
Go back and get it. I've actually thought about going back and like getting my one credit and just doing it just to do it. It's only one credit. Do it, just life's crazy now, busy now. But yeah, that's crazy though. So why don't you go, since we're talking about League of Legends and Smite, why don't you go into League of Legends and Smite?
All right. Well, let's go over just the article in general because basically the title of the article says Tencent relationship with Riot strained over differences on mobile gaming. All right. So this is what it says. So it sounds like the last few years have been somewhat rocky for Riot Games and Tencent. That's according to a report from the information which saw the firm chat to over 40 people that claims that Tencent is more interested in mobile games and Battle Royale than the mobile genre at the moment. Since
Mm-hmm.
Tencent brought Riot back in 2011, the League of Legends play base has dipped. So basically, it's dropping right now. It's not as hype as it once was. The Chinese giant reportedly asked Riot to turn its PC MOBA into a mobile title, something like League of Legends. Um, title something the League of Legends firm resisted. So the people behind League of Legends was against what Tencent was wanting to do. So this mobile MOBA went to be Honor of Kings or Arena of Valor in the West. Now, Arena of Valor was the new League of Legends that I brought up
Mm-hmm.
a few months back. I did a demo video on my YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
so you can kind of see me do terrible at it because honestly, I was sucking hard. But anyway,
Yo, Cloudy with that raid. Let's go. Go ahead.
you're good. Thank you for the raid, by the way. Um, but with Riot employees shocked at just how similar it looked to League of Legends during early stages, the art style was changed, but the game went on to be a huge success both in Tencent's native China and North America. Tencent is reportedly now more interested in the going of battle royale genre, holding its takes in both Fortnite and Unreal Engine 4, making Epic Games and PlayerUnknown's Battleground from Bluehole, as well
Gotta love
as
that
the
blue hole. I'm just saying.
I love that Bluehole, and as well as massive success of both of these games. Tencent new focus is also in part due to the aforementioned drop of League of Legends player base. So basically, to kind of sum this all up, Tencent is kind of not really caring too much about League of Legends anymore, and they want the people in the company to focus more on the mobile titles like Arena of Valor, and also with all the battle royale games that are on mobile as well. Tencent wants to focus on more on those than what they can play on PC. And of course, some of the people from Riot, who's behind League of Legends, are highly against this. So it's been kind of a tug of war lately, and that's kind of where the player base has been moving. It's moved from League of Legends to Arena of Valor and PUBG and all these other type of games. And so it's causing problems within the industry. And I thought that was interesting how you brought up League of Legends. And yeah, their player base is dipping right now because they're just not getting the focus and support that they once got. You know, so
And
again, you got companies ignoring some of their most popular games for these newer
and
titles.
that really sucks because like League of Legends is part of the reasons why the esports is so big. Like as far as like
Yeah,
grossing, it's one of the top grossing games in esports.
as a
So
matter of fact, remember last week when I mentioned how the fighting game community was like the most hyped community in competitive gaming? I
right,
would say League of Legends is probably in the top three
yeah,
because I've actually watched some of those tournaments and they get hyped for League of Legends as well. It might
yeah,
be like number two or three on my
mhm,
list as far as most hyped
mhm,
tournaments. So
yeah.
yeah, that's up there. So for Tencent to kind of sort of put a blind eye into that kind of irks me a little bit. Like I usually back them up on their decisions, but this is one of the first mistakes I think they might be making.
Well, you know, it happens when you get a lot of money. You make stupid decisions because you're not thinking about what got you the money at that point in time.
Hmm.
Like, and this is probably the wrong terminology when I say this, but you're kind of biting the hand that fed you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
true.
Uh, okay, you got all this money now, so you're saying you don't want to make no more money from this? Any talk
Hmm.
on Black Ops 4 yet? No, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. It's probably gonna be more towards the end of the show. Just so you know. Um, yeah, like I don't know, like I don't understand like why they would like bite the hand that feeds them like that. Like
Hmm.
okay, you made us all this money, but we don't want you to. We don't want to put more money into you so you can make us more money. We're just gonna go somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
why? That's like saying, I have a tree that produces me apples every day, and I love having an abundance of apples, but I'm not gonna go and take care of that tree no more because I have so many apples. Eventually, you're gonna run out of apples, and you're gonna go hungry.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's deep. That's deep right there. That's deep.
Andy Deep.
Handy deep moment right there. You're gonna go hungry, and then you're gonna be like, I have no more apples. What can I do? What should I do? What can I do? What happened? What happened is you didn't take care of your tree. You didn't take care of your source. You didn't take care of your source, and that's what happens. Like, I feel like what happens with money is people don't take care of their source after so long, and it's like, okay, well, just trying to make a new source. And they, instead of taking the source that they already have, they want to like make an identical source that they made, but it be something different, and you can't do that. Some things that like explode, just like explode like out of pure like luck. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody knew League of Legends was gonna take off the way that it did. Nobody knew, like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody knew Fortnite was gonna take off the way that it did. It just happened. And so why screw that up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is people try to recreate that, and that's where we are with, like, Call of Duty. People are trying to recreate that magical moment. I hate using magical, but people try to recreate that magical moment where, like, Call of Duty blew up. It can't be recreated. You can't be recreated. You gotta put money back into the source to keep the source alive. But people just don't do that no more. People just try to recreate. People just try to recreate a branch off of a tree that's dying. And if a tree's dying, you can't make a branch grow from a dead tree. Man, come on, man. Oh man, too much deep moments over here. But anyway, so yeah, it's crazy, man. It's totally crazy. Totally crazy. I'm gonna dive into a little bit of a Fortnite since we're on the mobile discussion.
Sure.
I've played Fortnite on mobile, and I've tried. First and foremost, what we reported something. I don't know if they changed this or we just reported it wrong. Sit down, right? Thank you. You're not supposed to be messing with that. You're not supposed to be messing with that. Yes, 101. She thinks she's slick because she knows I'm on the podcast, and she thinks she can get away with things. So we reported that Android will only be able to play with Xbox, and iPhone can only play with PlayStation. Well, I'm here to tell you that I tested it anyway. I connected my PlayStation account to my Android account, or I connected my PlayStation account to the Fortnite on my Android phone, and it works. So why they reported that, or why they said that, or maybe we reported it wrong. If we reported that wrong, I do apologize, and I'm here to correct it and say you can connect any account to your Android device. I didn't try my Xbox account because I don't remember my Xbox account. I don't remember it. That's pretty sad. I don't know what it is. I was gonna try it. Now, I specifically try to play it. Now, I'm not gonna judge it off of the because I can't play the game, okay? But I'm judging this off of like the frame droppage, like, and all this. And yes, it's still in beta, okay? But I'm telling you right now, if you are looking to play a good experience on the mobile device from like a good running game right now, wait, because you're gonna be disappointed. I was disappointed. The game is not running stable at the moment. And they've even like reported that they understand that the game is not running stable at the moment. The game, I can be okay with the game not running stable. One of the biggest problems that I have is that the game runs super hot. And now I understand why they exclusively come preloaded in the Note 9, because I didn't know this about the Note 9, but I found this out later on, that the Note 9 has a liquid cooling system, some kind of liquid cooling system or some kind of cooling system in the Note 9 so it doesn't get hot. And they were specifically showing Fortnite with this new system. So Fortnite knows that this game gets hot. Phone's hot. So I'm letting you guys know that if you do not have the proper phone to play this game, as far as like cooling wise, your phone's gonna get hot. I don't like running my phone hot. That scares me for two reasons. One, your battery. Two, your chips. Your chips run hot. Your chips are gonna Booby said, I downloaded it on my iPhone and it runs hot on my iPhone too. It does. That's good to know. That's good to know. I personally, like, I don't like running hot phones because I'm always afraid like the battery is gonna, like, I don't know, explode, and then like I'm afraid like a chip's gonna melt or something, because you gotta remember, phones don't have fans in them. They don't have anything to keep them cool like PCs. Like when PCs run hot, you'll notice your fans will start to kick on higher or get louder. They also have proper ventilation. Let me like think about this for a second. Let's like look at my phone. There's no ventilation anywhere except for the holes. And nine times out of 10, like, your holes are covered up by your cases pretty much, except for your earpiece hole and your headphone jack, and those kind of ports. But I wouldn't consider those like ventilation holes. Like, phones really don't have ventilation holes, and that's the thing that scares me about like games running hot like that. So again, I'm gonna warn you, if you really want to play Fortnite on your mobile device, I wouldn't even know how to tell you to prevent that situation. Just stand by a fan, but I wouldn't do it. And DB says it gets warm on the 7 Plus, but not horribly. Yeah, like I was like literally almost like burning like my hands. Like I had to like drop my phone. I don't know necessarily because maybe because the new phones have glass backs, and you know how like when glass gets warm, like it conducts heat. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I stopped playing it. It's very hard to build on Fortnite. From my perspective, from Fortnite on mobile, the auto aim is ridiculously strong. And also another thing, I don't know if this is on iPhone. Did you close out? Yes, I closed out all my apps in the background, and I had everything stop running as well. Yes, I did. Very much so. It was bad. I was like, nope, I can't do it. So another thing I noticed too is, like I was saying, the auto aim is very strong in the game, which is, I guess, needed for a mobile game. Also, another thing I noticed too, which is very interesting. I don't know if this is on iPhone. I can't speak. I can just speak from myself. I don't know if I really like this, OMG, but this is gonna blow your mind. Mm-hmm. You can make it where the gun will automatically fire when you see somebody.
Uh-oh. So it will give your position away, first and foremost. Especially if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, especially. But you have to be like aiming on the person. But first and foremost, like, it also makes you a better shot too if you think about it. Because you're not worrying about having to shoot. You know what I mean? You're just walking around.
To think about.
Right.
Yeah.
You just gotta.
It's kind of like a cheat code, really.
Kinda, if you think about it. I don't know if this is on iPhone, or whatever, but yeah. Like, my biggest issue too with this is I don't know if this is on iPhone for you guys, but you can actually make it where your gun fires automatically. It actually says auto fire, and you can turn it on. It's in your settings. I did, like I said, I did close out the backgrounds, if that's what you're asking for the question marks for. Also, like, here's my problem with that, right? Is like, he said they hold on, trying to read chat real quick. 1 second, my Discord opened up instead of chat. And it went over. Okay, so he said they added a tap where anywhere feature. Shoot, sure you wasn't lazy firing. No, no, it actually said auto firing you can turn on. Like when I played, when I downloaded the game, they said, do you want to turn auto firing on? And I said yes. Because if I get that option, everybody else probably gonna have it, and it actually worked. I don't know, maybe they changed it now, but I was just a little like skeptic about that because so dated with that host, man. Thank you so much, as well as Hold Fire. I'll go back and see the update. But when I downloaded it, because I downloaded it day one, because when it said Note 8 can download it today, and so I downloaded it today. So like my biggest problem though with that, if that's still in the game, I have to go double check now, because they might have removed it. Is like I said, a mobile guy can cross play with a PS4 or an Xbox.
Like, have auto fire, which is really not fair, to be honest.
But, right, which they probably took it out because of that, but but still, I love you guys that play mobile with me in Fortnite, but you guys are at such a disadvantage. If you play Fortnite, just play on your consoles. You can't build, like, building is so hard. It is so hard to build on mobile. It is so hard. I could build better on console than I can't even like build a ramp. It took me like 15 minutes to build a ramp to get a chest. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, how do people and why do people play this? But what was that controller adapter thing you were talking about? That one time
you wanted, like, in the past,
right? That you wanted to get though.
I forgot what it was called. Oh shoot, I have to remember. So you're asking something I can't even remember. Because it was a while back when I reported on that, or when we reported on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember the details anymore because I'm not invested in it right now.
Okay, well, basically, I was talking with another friend of mine, and when you gonna buy R6 for PS4? I know, I saw that last night. I saw that it was on sale, and right when I saw that, I was thinking of you, and I was like, man, should I buy it? The only problem is, man, the season pass is expensive. I'm thinking about it, Sedated. I literally was. I looked at it last night and I sat there for like 10 minutes, like on the buy button. I was like, should I buy it? But interesting. Auto fire is. Yeah, he said, okay. DB said, interesting. Auto fire is real if they are in range and you. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. You have to be in range, not just on screen. But if they're in range and you have your crosshair on them, it'll auto fire. So, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, you did bring up a point that it's so hard to build on mobile, so maybe that's the crutch. Like, sure, it'll let you have the auto fire feature, but you're going to struggle hard in building it. Maybe that's where they're trying to balance it. I don't know if that's necessarily a smart idea or not, but maybe that's the idea. Maybe they hurt your building ability to give you a better accuracy kind of a thing, so that's less of a thing you have to worry about. I don't know.
Did I get any kills with it? Yes, I got kills with it. I got SMG kills with it.
You should if it's on auto fire.
yeah, I did. That was the only fun part about the game. But now here's where I'm about to blow your mind. They said that there's no controller support, right? But my friend was in the chat yesterday, and he was talking about the thing that OMG has. That if you connect that thing to the phone that you were OMG was talking about, you can play with your PlayStation controller or a controller, the controller that comes with it. So there is controller support. So if you have that along with the auto fire with a controller, that's deadly.
That could be devastating. Yeah, that's right. It was an attachment that went kind of around your phone, and then on the sides of it, it had like joysticks and buttons and stuff like that. So it'll be as if you were playing with a controller.
Yes.
Not much I remember. I just don't remember what it was called. But yeah, I reported on that a while back. But yeah, you're right. If you make that adapter on there, then yeah, that makes you unstoppable because then you can build better.
Right.
And then you already have the auto fire. Yeah.
Yep. And you have the auto fire. And again, normally this wouldn't be a big deal to me. But the fact that you can crossplay with consoles, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I mean, I almost want to invest some money in it to try it, and like go play with DB, or Crew Dog or somebody, just to see how OP it is. Just for science, as DB would say.
For testing, yeah. Mm-hmm.
DB would say. Because that could be game breaking. Not only that, but you got the cone that I was talking about, and you have the sound with the cone on mobile.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
No, you still have to have a gun for it to work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens. I don't know. If I do, I'm gonna have to throw money at the screen to buy that thing. And I think last time I looked, that thing was like, when you reported on it, was like $50, something like that.
Okay.
But if I buy it, and after my science test, I'll give it to you, since you'll have more use out of it. So than
Probably.
Me. Yeah. So you do more mobile games, because I mean, I don't care if I do well. Like, I'm not going to continue to do that because that's just straight up cheating. But that doesn't mean that somebody isn't already doing that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy. There's also another way to play mobile Fortnite. For those that don't know, Steam has remote play for mobile. So you can actually play PC Fortnite on your mobile device with the Steam Remote Play. I found that out by accident. Kind of crazy. I could also play Brawlhalla on my phone. Kind of crazy.
Of course.
Yeah. Interesting. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, if that could happen either way. Now, no. If you was to do it that way, Fortnite, with through the Steam Remote Play, you would not have the auto firing feature. Just putting that out there, you would not have the auto firing feature. But still, I still wonder. Like, imagine if somebody. Okay, this is what I was like fabricating in my head. Imagine if somebody won one of those freaking tournaments that they have on mobile. It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they allow mobile. That would be the next question. I don't know if they allow mobile. But it would be interesting to see.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's not in the rules that mobile is not allowed, I don't know. That's something for DB to check. DB's that checker guy. If it is, somebody's gonna bend that rule and have what I have, or have what I've thought of. Putting that controller thing on, playing on mobile with the auto fire, and not to say you have like the auto aim, and you have the hearing and the seeing visuals of where your enemy's at. So it could be really, really OP.
Hmm.
Really, really OP.
There's a lot of potential there.
Yes. And then I'm going to let OG speak some more, and then I'll dive again on some Fortnite. We're a little bit just to talk about the update, a little bit what's going on, just to get you guys' opinions on it. I really don't have no news on it. The only news that I'll have on it is, that the sniper rifle is in the game, and that they nerfed the SMG, or not the SMG, but uh, the minigun. They reduced the headshot. Why, I don't know. But tournament is limited to PC and PC and PlayStation 4, and since eye drops what won that week, I don't believe they have allowed PS4 players any longer. I know I haven't seen any. Yeah, I was wondering, and cause y'all know I'm a big timer watcher. I watch big timer like all the day, all the time. Like that's one of my favorite YouTubers, just because like he's like organically funny. Like he doesn't really try to be funny. I know he says he sucks on PC, but in my opinion, he was doing really well. And I wonder if that was like secretly why he switched to PS4, because he saw dropping bodies like do what it do on the thing, and he was like, you know what? Now I want to enter in those tournaments, on PS4. But like he said, he hasn't. I haven't seen no PS4 players either, TB. So I don't know if they've like limited PS4 players now, because there was a big old thing that it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. But really, though, in my opinion, I feel like PS4 had a disadvantage. Oh my God, has Xbox tourneys? Hey, if you want Xbox tourneys, go check out JustDB, man. JustDB does Xbox tourneys all the time, but there is no official Epic Games. Not if they're playing with keyboard. That's very true. Not if they're playing with keyboard. That's very true. Very true. Very true. Very, very true. Very true. Good point, TB. Go ahead and hit us with some knowledge, though. OMG.
You got it. So, Candy Crush. Yes.
Oh my God.
Of
Again?
all things to bring up, Candy Crush. Yeah. And yes, no, I did not sell out when I put it on my top 5 favorite games to play, because it is actually fun to play. But
don't lie. We know Activision is paying you right now. We know.
If only they were. But the title of the article that I found was, it says Candy Crush developer King has made more than $1 billion so far in this year alone, 2018. Activation Blizzard owned mobile developer King generated $502 million in revenue during the first 3 months ending June 30th of this year. That makes a $22 million year-on-year increase overall in the last 6 months. I mean, this game, right, people spend tons and tons of money on.
I don't understand why.
Well, here's the deal. Candy Crush is one of those games that people that don't even classify themselves as gamers play.
Yeah, I know.
So they reach a more broad audience, and those people who are of that category, whenever they have just one move left and they're like, I don't want to go through all this all over again, they'll pay however much it costs to get that one extra move or whatever it is to, win the level. And other such perks that you get by spending money. Now, I don't spend money on the game, and so I don't know exactly what all perks you gain, because that's just not something I ever cared to do. I'd rather just beat it naturally. But anyway, it makes so much money because people want to spend that extra few cents or dollars or whatever it is for these small perks, or to win that level when you have one move left. And there's so many people playing it at a time. And that's the other thing, and I'll actually get into that, because that's also a part of the article. So Activision's finance report noted that King had 2 of the top 10 highest grossing games in the U.S. during the second quarter for 19 quarters in a row. So for 19 3 months in a row. So basically, whatever 3 times 19 is, that's a lot of years. So for that amount of time, it has been a top grossing game, straight up, which is weird. I even had a hard time wrapping my mind around it. I'm like, are you serious? They make that much money? And like I mentioned earlier, King now has a total monthly active user base of 270 million players. Active user base. So remember earlier when and I noticed that all these topics are mixing together now. Remember what I said earlier?
Right.
Whenever you see someone that says, "Oh yeah, we've had 10 million downloads," how that doesn't matter because that only tells you how many people have total download, but not are playing. This specifically states and shows proof that there is actively 270 million players playing Candy Crush
But
and
yet,
possibly spending money.
H1Z1 is dead.
Crazy, right?
Oh my god! I don't understand.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand. It's just you know what? It just comes to show that because that people. Well, I'm about to go handy deep mode real quick. Handy deep mode brought to you by Rogue Energy. It just shows that people really just want simplicity, and what happens is when people start to make things too complex, we get turned off.
Yeah.
We really just want something simple. That's crazy that you were saying that people like that play Candy Crush don't see themselves as gamers, because my wife's the same way. She doesn't play Candy Crush anymore, but she plays like a bunch of mobile games, like a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah.
She plays one of her favorite ones is Zombie Tsunami or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's crazy. Like, dang, like what am I doing sleeping on like just games? I need to become like a mobile game creator, man. DB, I read your comment. He said might play one on Saturday on PC. DB, like straight up, and I'm being like real with you, bro. Like you have potential to like win these like big tournaments. Like I don't know why, like I don't know what you got to do to get in the door, but get in that door, man. Like you would like just try. I mean, what's the worst that it can happen? I mean, you lose, and what's the best thing that can happen? You can win, and then you could retire. You ain't gotta worry about that job no more. I mean, like he said. Booby said, yes, me and Crew Dog both are addicted to slot mania on mobile. What the flip is slot mania? Uh-oh.
I'm telling you guys, mobile gaming is where money's made, and it's the most simplest little games, little slot games, little puzzle games, that get in there. But because they're more broad and they're not specifically what we consider gamer related, because most of your gamers aren't too into this kind of a game, it makes so much money because just the most random people play it, and they are willing to spend money on it.
Oh,
they're addicting.
Oh yeah, true. Oh, you're gonna be in Alpha's tournament, dude. That's cool. I know Wills is gonna be in there too. I reached out to him. I was gonna if I was able to, I was gonna host the tournament, but on that day I was gonna be busy. So I was trying to see if I could find anybody that would be able to help him host the tournament, but I haven't been able to help find nobody. But that's really cool, man. Yeah, Alpha's doing things for charity. That's really cool. I think that's awesome. No thinking required. Oh man, I would be a boss at that game then. Man, that's crazy. OMG, your next video is to do a review on Slot Mania.
Oh god.
I gotta see Slot Mania. I gotta
Mania.
Slot Mania. Yeah. You're probably just gonna be sitting there playing slots though, probably. Just so you know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see about that one. I'm not gonna make promises there. But yeah, it's the most simplest things that make money.
DB, I think you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, you're right though. Simplest things make money. I think you could do well. I think you. Well, honestly, I know you're gonna do well in the charity tournament. But I honestly think bro, if you applied yourself and you really wanted to do it, I think you could do well in those tournaments. I think you can, like, you're smart, bro. You know how to outsmart them people. PC, PS4 tournament though. Yeah, that's what's up. You know what that means? You just need to get a PS4, bro. No, I'm just kidding. I know you're gonna be playing on PC. That's cool though. That's cool. Yeah, but you're right though. Simplest things like do like make the best games. And I was actually just watching an ad or something, and they were talking about, you know why the games that are these apps games that are so popular, it's just because they're simple. Certain ones are simple, and I was like, man, and it's just funny you just mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna open up the floor. This is mainly for you guys that have been playing Fortnite today. I can't really talk about it from my opinion. So from my opinion perspective, because I haven't played Fortnite today and I haven't tested it out. So I'm opening the floor to you guys to tell me so we can have this discussion. Thoughts of the new sniper. Is it good? Is it boo-boo? Does it need to be nerfed? Did Epic drop the ball? Like, what's going on? I know some of y'all have been playing Fortnite. He said, but we said, yep, you're right. Some people don't want to play anymore because, hey, haven't touched it. Seen it, don't care for it. Seen it, so like, what does it do? Like, Crew Dog with the link to Slot Mania. There you go, OMG. There's the link to Slot Mania.
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna see if I download it on my PC right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, most games you can play on your phone, you can play on your PC. So, yeah.
I'm installing it on my phone from my PC. Just so you guys know you can do that. I didn't know if you guys know you. You haven't seen it. So is it OP DB? Because you've seen it, you say you don't care for it, or you're not really caring for Fortnite at the moment, are you? There's a phone asking me to make sure that it's me. He says, please unlock your Galaxy Note 8. Proceed to the options. Is this you? Yes, it is me. I'm sorry, but go ahead. I'm reading chat. Yeah, he said, yeah, I'm still all about Fortnite. Just trying to change it up a little bit. Yeah, I hear you. Whoa, Crew Dog. Yes. Join so y'all can send us. Yo, well, you just want us for our gifts. I see it. She said join so you can send us gifts daily. I see no. That hustle though. She's all, I need my coin.
That was the old like Candy Crush hustle. That you get friends so you can get more moves and stuff.
No, let me tell you what. My sister-in-law, she's not even a gamer per se, but she taught me a Candy Crush hack, and I'm about to reveal it to you guys. You ready? I know how to get y'all stuff without spending any money. Y'all ready? As I'm installing this game, it is installed. Thank you, Crew Dog. The way you get free lives on Candy Crush, turn your auto clock off and change your clock to the until they say what, like however the time is for you to get free lives. Just change your clock and then open the app. You got free lives. Now I'm telling you, my sister-in-law showed me this. I tried it and it worked. So I don't understand. I don't understand why people spend money on lives. It's so easy.
They don't know.
Oh, well, now you know.
Just because it's easy doesn't mean that people don't know. It's like, people say that a lot of things are common sense. They're common sense because it's been taught to you. Mm-hmm. But if you've never been taught something, then it's not common sense, right? Like for example, there are some people that, that know a lot about cars. Right. Well, I don't know crap about cars. That doesn't mean I'm dumb. I just don't know much about cars. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. It's just people just don't know. It's as simple as that.
Well, at least you weren't like our friend and was driving around with no oil. Remember that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yes,
That's just dumb.
yes, y'all. We have that friend. We have that friend. Well, we had that friend.
Yeah.
We don't know where that friend is now, but we had that friend.
Yep.
That was interesting. It's like, yeah, that's like driving around with no gas. It doesn't work. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up because you brought up cars.
Sure.
So, like, you say you've seen the sniper. So is it like, if he shoots through a wall, do I insta die? Do I insta die? Do I insta die, or is it like it shoots through the wall, brings the wall down, and then like gets me on a cover? Because OMG, I'm about to blow your mind. They decided to put a sniper rifle in the game that shoots through walls.
That's a little weird.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not even really sure where to begin with that. So, I mean, clearly, you can't see through walls, right?
No. Well, if you shoot it enough, you can kind of see through it. But
Okay.
no. But I mean, yeah. If you're talking about like the X-ray gun, no. From Perfect Dark kind of mode, no. You don't see it.
Okay.
No.
I mean, because the way that I'm trying to look at this, I'm trying to look in their perspective of why they would make that okay. And I'm guessing it's because, at the end of the day, depending on how strong, the caliber of the weapon, bullets,
Get
whatever
water.
the case may be, and then how stable the wall is. Like if it's not very, I guess, stable, you could technically shoot through a wall. I don't know.
I just don't understand. Like, yeah, let's make a gun that shoots through a wall. That sounds great. That's awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind having a weapon that shoots through a wall because I don't like walls to begin with in the game. To be honest, if I'm gonna be honest, I hate it when I'm shooting at an enemy and he just insta walls me. Like, poop, you can't kill me. So, but I mean, it doesn't help me much because at the same time, it doesn't help me any because I can't snipe. I suck at sniping, so it doesn't help me. Yeah, and then
Now, I
go
could
ahead.
see someone like walking against the wall and then trying to snipe because if it glitches to where you can see beyond the wall, you kind of like have this cover while you're shooting people. I don't know
Yeah.
if it glitches like that or not, but if that could be exploited, that could be kind of dumb.
Well, see, here's the
Um,
thing. Like when you start to take damage off of a wall, so when you start to take damage off of a wall, it becomes like more see through. You see what I'm
mm,
saying? So say for instance, and I'm not speaking completely 100% fact when I say this. When I shoot, like say for instance, I shoot a little bit with a SMG, and then all of a sudden I can see through the wall a little bit, and then I could probably take that shot and see. And DB says super long reload time. They can build 10 more walls while you're reloading. Well, that's interesting.
okay, so it's not as broken then.
It's not as broken. Yeah, that's interesting. Uh, that's crazy though. I I don't know. Like I keep saying, Fortnite's gonna kill itself. You know, Fortnite is gonna kill itself. Just by I think by the stuff that it's adding. I was actually surprised when I looked because today I actually looked at the patch notes and I thought I was gonna be like talking about a bunch of things about Fortnite because normally when Fortnite adds one thing they like change like 20 other things, but especially when it comes to weapons. But really, the only thing that got the nerf hammer was the minigun, which I'm surprised, especially with the sniper because minigun would help. So if you have less than half a shield and full health, you die. Any place. Okay, so DB said this. So if you have less than half a shield and full health, you die any place to the body. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. To put it in more retrospection for OMG. So shield is 100 and like full shield is 100, full health is 100. So in reality you have 200 HP or 200. So half shield would be 50. And so yeah. So basically with 150 HP per se, you're pretty much dead. That's interesting.
Okay.
That's interesting. So, and you could shoot somebody in the toe and they die. That's interesting.
Whoops. That big toe hurts though. When they shoot your big toe, I mean, they ain't playing.
You could actually die from it's interesting. You can actually die from an ingrown toenail if you don't take care of it.
Uh-oh.
Infection. So.
Better be careful.
Yeah. Gangrene. You know what I'm saying? No, but that's crazy though. Like, I don't like why. I don't know. I have to play to see, but like I said, they nerfed they nerfed the squads. Oh yeah, squads too. Yeah, and not related to the gun, but Ninja just had a 31 kill match in squads. Oh my Jesus! Oh my Jesus! Shout outs to Ninja, man. That's dope. I know Odis is probably going to say something crazy, but that's dope. I don't care, man. When you got success like that, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's cool.
Yeah,
But,
shout outs, definitely.
DB said, yeah, but she don't matter.
Uh-oh.
And he he had 31 kills and lost the wait, was it 30? Yeah, 30. He had 31 kills and lost the game. What? Wow. I would be so sad. I'd be mad, bro. If I had 31 kills and I still lost the game. But that's the thrill of Battle Royale, though. No matter how well you do, you can still lose. If that makes sense. Man. So, now I can talk about, well, actually, we're going to let OMG switch before I go to this, last subject that I want to talk about, which is Call of Duty, because I'm about to go in depth about it. And DB said he was with Lupo and Tim. They died early, and he started going off. They stay quiet. See, and that's something I gotta alliterate. And this DB can contest to this. When you're dead, I love you guys that want to help and talk and try to point it out. But when you do that, it makes things a little bit more hectic. If we could just be quiet and just let that person play the game and digest, especially when it's like squads, the person tends to play a lot better and stuff. Because me personally, and I've always said this, when you and OMG can contest to this because he knows me in IRL, he knows me in real life, he's known me forever. When you say, Handy, go look over there, and you point something out at me, I ain't gonna see it. I ain't gonna see it. And then I try to look and I don't see it. I don't know if anybody else is that way, but I'm that way. So yeah, it's best when you are when you're in a squad to just if you're dead, and it's an intense moment, stay dead, because stay dead. Stay quiet. Stay quiet, because you got to hear the footsteps, you got to hear where they're at, and a lot of times in voice chat, at least in my situation, voice chat overpowers everything. But for one reason, because a lot of console players don't do Discord. It's one of the reasons why I would love if my whole community just went to my Discord and we stayed in Discord, because then you could talk, and then I could have you at a level to where I could still hear the game and hear you guys, and you guys don't over talk. But one day Discord will do do the greatest thing in the world, and instead of having separate console chats, you are not supposed to be messing with that. Didn't I just tell you that? So you still want to do it? Stop. So like you know what I'm saying? Like one day the Discord will be smart and PlayStation and Xbox will be smart. Instead of console parties, they'll just be Discord parties, and they'll all be one service, and it's all connected. And yeah, it'll be a beautiful thing. If people I'm with are dead in Fortnite, I would like them to be quiet. Yes, Odis, I know. You've definitely said that before. I try to respect that as much as possible, and I try to stay quiet, especially when I'm playing with you. Definitely. Go ahead and drop us with some more Drop us with some more knowledge.
Some of that.
Yeah. Yeah, give me some.
So, switching over to something I didn't think I was going to bring up. I'm just going to bring it up because we have history with it, and it's semi-mobile related. Lifetime mobile sales of Madden NFL.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Literally hold the phone.
Sure.
People play Madden on mobile?
Yes, they do. Surprised I don't, but other people.
But
do.
not like a knockoff version, not like a mini game.
No,
like
this is straight up
the
EA
full
Madden
game Madden $60 Madden 2019 version on mobile.
Well, I don't. It doesn't say like exactly what game specifically, so I don't know exactly what is all part of it because it doesn't really go into that in detail. I think that for the most part they're encompassing console, PC, and mobile, but apparently, yeah, it's also on mobile. You can play Madden games on there. So wow, EA, you're really stretching, and apparently it's working.
The grass, though, bro. You want to know why? Because the grass looks better on the pro. That grass looks so much better. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. With the Note 9 and the Note 8 graphics and the S9 and the 8, it got better processors probably. You probably got better processors on your phone than you do your consoles.
Or a laptop.
Yep.
Depending on the kind of laptop you have.
Yeah.
But yeah, the article actually says that EA's Madden NFL franchise has sold over 200 million copies across console, PC, and mobile. The Madden line of football games has roots as far back as 1988 on the Apple II and MS-DOS.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Wait.
Yeah, wait. Time dying this.
Wait. Since 1988.
Now these are like PC. This isn't mobile,
right? But still, I didn't even know what. Okay.
Yeah, Madden's been around for a long time. I actually played. I used to own the very first John Madden football on Super Nintendo.
The first Madden I owned was Madden 94, I think, or Madden 92.
Oh, okay. I actually own the original John Madden football, like the original one, like the very, very first one that was on my console, I should say, for Super Nintendo. I actually used to own it. And I used to play it a lot. Yeah, and that was a long time ago. But yeah, it was on originally it was back in the late 80s on those two devices, and since then it's become one of the strongest cards in EA Sports hands, topped only by FIFA. Across PC and console, the franchise has amassed over 130 million sales. Supplementing that is mobile titles in the series, adding another 73 million sales to the total of over 200 million. And it's incredible how many people have enjoyed Madden NFL over the years and the impact that it's had, not only teaching the sport of football, but growing the love of it as well.
Wait, I'm curious. I'm curious right now. Is Madden mobile?
Go download that game.
Bro, I might buy that game.
Now, I don't know if it's a free game or if you actually have to buy it.
Yeah, my question is it cheaper?
Because I mean, there are mobile games you do have to pay for. Like, not every
Right,
mobile
right.
game is
No, every
free.
mobile game. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if it's cheaper though. I wonder if it's like still $60. Cause I might.
That's a
I
good
mean,
question.
if it's $20 for a brand new Madden game, that's not bad.
Yeah, I saw that article and I was like, oh no, Handy's gonna lose it if I say this. I'm just gonna do
That's
it. Yeah.
whoa. Somebody look
Madden's
into
a good deal.
somebody look into Madden on mobile right now. I got man. What the flip, bro?
Yeah.
And you know
It's
what's
a
better?
thing, man.
And Crudoc said this: Xbox One X is better processor than the PlayStation Pro. You might be right, but you know what PlayStation has that Xbox don't? Games. uh, um, they don't have the games to like make to exploit that Xbox One X. Hint PUBG, the one that they headlined that game to be run so well on Xbox One X. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for it to run on Xbox. They're so awesome. They're like, guess what's coming to the test server? Dynamic weather, limb penetration. Well, I'm happy that there's dynamic weather coming. I'm happy that there is limb penetration, but can we get the game to work on the original console first? Jesus. Infamous Gaming says games Lost of Us, Uncharted, God of War, and many, many more. Exactly, Infamous. Story games, like in-depth story games. A lot of good games. Brawlhalla, that's a hidden gem right there. Brawlhalla. If you got those that are old platform fighter heads, if you have not checked out Brawlhalla, check it out. Also, this is a little side note for just because it's just been a game that I've been recently playing. So we're gonna go on a little side quest journey. So get ready. What is it? Rocket League is now officially fully cross-platform with PC. Oh wait, what? No, I'm not asking you to find stuff for me, phone. Jesus. Madden NFL Overdrive Football looks like the mobile version, and it appears to be free. Oh, okay. So it's not Madden 19 then. Because I go buy Madden 19 right now. No, I wouldn't. I'm lying. Because I probably won't even play it. That's crazy, though. Crazy. Alright, so go ahead, critics. Get your pencils ready. Get your mind ready. Because it's time for that talk certain people have been waiting for. It's Black Ops 4. You already know my opinion. You might think it's a little bit biased because I am a big, Call of Duty fan. And I know some of you are going to say, well, you said that about World War II. I get it. But that's because I feel like we were misled on World War II a little bit. There was a lot of things that World War II promised that didn't come to pass. Rank play was one of them. Certain things like that. The DLC was not the greatest. The how they did the weapons was not the greatest. The social hub was not the greatest. So there was a lot of things that didn't pan out. Hurry up. There was a lot of things that didn't pan out that they said. It was a lot of hype. Now, and the beta was boring. The beta was boring. It was nice for a little bit because we were on boots to ground. It felt good for a little bit. But the beta all around was boring. Now, I know some of you guys are going to feel that way about Black Ops 4, but I loved the way the game felt. I thought the game felt pretty good. Um, there are some things that they need to address. The quick scoping, and I know, OMG, you're gonna laugh when I say this, because remember, I was for quick scoping. I was the one arguing for quick scoping in World War II and saying that that quick scoping needed to be in Call of Duty. But this way the quick scoping is on this game is ridiculous. I promise you. I could give Ivy the controller right now if Black Ops 4 was live right now. And if I taught her how to quick scope, she'd be dropping bodies. Because the hit marker is not even hitting bodies and people are dropping. There's a problem. I saw this firsthand. I was playing with Nemo, and he was doing well. Nemo automatically does well anyways. So the power of somebody that does amazing well in Call of Duty and to exploit that was pretty freaking crazy. I feel that the quick scoping, the aiming mechanic, whatever they do to make it aim, I feel that it's off. I also feel that the pistols are a little too OP. There's no way a pistol should outbe an SMG up close. No way. Again, using Nemo as an example, I watched Nemo go 44-10 with a pistol. Or was it 44-5? Something like that. With just a pistol in his hand. And it wasn't like an OP, like a fully automatic pistol. Nothing like that. It was just a regular pistol. And he was out like melting. He was melting people that had SMGs. So I feel like that needs to be adjusted. Spawns and domination are completely broken. There's no, because normally, like when you push the other side of the map to A to C, there should be coming from the other side. If you got A and C, they should be coming from B. If they have A and B, they should be coming from C side. They have C and B, they should be coming from A side. It wasn't like that. It was like something completely broken in the game. That needs to be fixed. I didn't really experience a lot of frame droppage issues. A lot of people were complaining about frames drops issues on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. I know you Xbox people had it hard. They even said that for some reason the droppage on the Xbox, frame droppage on the Xbox is a big thing. For you Xbox people, they need to fix that. That was really bad. But in overall, I feel like the game is a good game. I feel like it is going to be a healthy game. Will it be the best COD? It's too early to say, because you know what happens. Things happen in the beta, and then they tend to change something, and it changes the whole flow or the whole chemistry of the game. Now,
be right back.
Okay, be right back. That's code for bathroom break. I feel that for this to be a good game, that there has to be, good grinds, and good camos. I feel like the servers have to maintain well. I feel like they gotta address the issues. I feel like heist mode was a good addition. A lot of people are gonna say that it's copy of CS:GO in a sense, but here's where I like heist. Okay, there's a lot of people like me that don't get to experience CS:GO, and that would like to play CS:GO, but because of PC issues, whatever the case may be, CS:GO is just not an option. So I get that kind of feel of CS:GO. Get to understand kind of like how CS:GO is, but in a Call of Duty mind frame. So I like it. I think competitive Call of Duty is going to be hyper than past Call of Duties. And when I say past Call of Duties, I mean World War II. I mean Infinite Warfare. I mean AW. I don't think it's gonna get as hype as Black Ops 2 because Black Ops 2 was kind of like I don't know. To me personally, it was like the birth. Like it was probably because that's when I found out about it. That's why I feel that way. But to me, that's like when esports exploded for Black Ops 2. I mean, for Call of Duty. So I think that we'll have a better esports uh, area than what we normally have, especially with I like how the hit detection is. A lot of people complain about the time to kill. I thought the time to kill was fine, because it actually gave you a chance. You just didn't get melted a lot. Personally, I don't know how I feel about Operation Mods. I feel that Operation Mods, and for those that don't know what Operation Mods is, Operation Mods are like when you like fully max out your gun. I like them. I like them for this reason and this reason only, because it gives you a reason to level up your gun. But I feel like in some cases there are OP. You know what I mean? Yes, it's fun, but I guarantee you, half the stuff that they add to those Operation Mods are not going to be used in a competitive scene. It's just mostly for pub stopping. So it's just for like, owning lobbies and stuff. You know, it will be bless you. It'll be interesting to see what league play is like. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a lot different this year. Hopefully it will be kind of like on the Black Ops 2 status. Black Ops 2 status league play was pretty good, pretty amazing. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what happens. I'm still excited for Blackout mode. I promise you, if Blackout mode is amazing, I'm uninstalling Fortnite, and we'll do another uninstall stream where you guys see me uninstall Blackout. I mean, uninstall Blackout. Uninstall Fortnite. For those that don't know, Blackout mode will be coming out September 9th. They did a teaser on it. It was kind of lame. I don't know. I think this could really be a good game, but again, it all depends on what they do in release, because it could come out broke. There's still a big announcement with esports, as far as like the announcement, like there's gonna be a new thing, and they say esports, pro players are gonna be shocked. I honestly feel like it's gonna be the 5th player, but it might be a new game mode. I don't know. I have no clue. We'll have to see what it is. But I honestly see what it is. But I honestly feel like Call of Duty is gonna do well this year. But my question for OMG is, since he's an old FPS shooter, and I just want his opinion on it, because I might be wrong. Do you think a pistol should beat out an SMG?
Should a pistol be out an SMG?
Should it? Yeah. Should it beat it out like up close? Because maybe I'm wrong.
So there are. This is going to be kind of a rough one, because I want to say that it depends. So, for example, when we used to play Gears of War, because that was kind of what I was competitive on before I stopped playing shooters altogether, there were people that would have like the machine gun, and there were people that would have pistols, and sometimes the pistol would outbeat them because of the fact that the person could mash the trigger, and as long as like you were hitting them, you were going to deal more damage, because pistols are typically stronger than the machine gun. The machine gun can hit you more times, but the amount of damage is less.
Mm-hmm.
So I could understand a pistol outbeating an SMG just because some pistols are just stronger in general. As long as their accuracy is good, yeah, I think that's doable.
Yeah, and yeah, I see. And I was thinking too. It also depends too. Headshots. Headshots.
Well, the thing is I think a headshot would be a little more devastating with a pistol
That's
than
what
an
yeah,
SMG.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was
Yeah.
thinking like that's why I would think a pistol would outbeat, if because, that's one thing that's prevalent in this game is headshots matter. Upper body matters. Uh
Hmm.
Headshots matter. DB said this, regardless of incoming game, I think Call of Duty has lost its hype and will never regain it. Um and DB says, I hope I'm wrong though. And yeah, that goes back to originally what I was saying, is because instead of putting money back into the source, they have tried to like bring life to a dead branch. Because, okay, let's be real. Like, World War II did not do the franchise well. Um, IW didn't do the franchise well. AW didn't do the franchise well. And I hate to be this way, but I would almost rather one company make Call of Duty, because you have a formula that works. Okay, Treyarch, and I'm not being a Treyarch head. I'm not sponsored by Treyarch. Whatever. Treyarch does a good job. They have a good finding mechanism, like a defining mechanism, to where like they just know how to be like, wow, like, like, or it just feels good. And I feel like for Call of Duty to sustain life, um, they have to just stay with Treyarch. Uh, they have to stay with Treyarch, because Treyarch is what gave Call of Duty life. And I'm not saying like that Modern Warfare 2 was bad, but when Black Ops 1 hit, when Black Ops 2 hit, that was that boom. So again, it goes back to what I'm saying. You're trying to recreate something that killed your branch when you need to go back to the source. Go back to the source that made Call of Duty great. Treyarch. Treyarch made Call of Duty great. Stay on that source. Why? Why? I mean, why? He said, although perhaps with the incoming blackout mode, it could be a split between studios. One does standard, one does multiplayer game, one does standard multiplayer game, one does zombies, one does blackout mode. That's interesting. And let's bring this up in chat. We can't really talk about blackout mode as far as, because this will be the first time blackout mode would be introduced. But out of all the Call of Duties, who did the best Call of Duty? Who did the best zombies, in y'all's opinion? Did Treyarch do the best zombies? Did Sledgehammer do the best zombies? Or did Infinite Warfare do the best zombies? Because Infinite Warfare did World at War, correct? Isn't that when zombies was introduced? I've never played World at War, so I'm just trying to make sure. You guys let me know, because that would be smart. That would be smart. Have one company do zombies. Treyarch original zombies, although AW zombies was way more fun to play. Okay. Yeah, AW was fun though. Back when it was basic. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that would be a better thing. Have one do multiplayer, have one do uh um zombies, and one do battle royale mode. And if I'm correct, I believe Raven Studios is doing the blackout mode. So put that on the table. Quit playing. You're being a distraction. Stop. I think that like Raven can I don't know. I'm trying to remember what else Raven did as far as like on the studio side with Call of Duty. But I think Raven is the one that's doing the uh, the blackout mode. So, you might be on something there, and maybe they would do that. But I honestly feel like when it comes to multiplayer, like Treyarch just needs to stay on it. I agree with you 100% though. I think that nothing can recreate the boom of Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 2. Those big booms, those big like, oh my god, like, the world's going crazy. That can't happen. I personally feel like, again, and I've said this before, I feel like they need to somehow redo their Call of Duty esports like way, because I feel like they need to somehow like revamp it, like give it a new identity, and maybe these new game modes will help that. But I feel like that's what Call of Duty is gonna like stay at. Like, it's gonna be more of a competitive scene later on down the years, and us old heads like me, you, Grandpa, well, we're gonna, we're always gonna be COD fans, but we're gonna know that it's not always gonna be as it once was. And I don't, I, I don't think we should ever like. I was like doing I was like watching this video, and I'm watching this lady. She used to work for IGN, and she was explaining on how like she was saying that like IGN never got paid for reviews, because we would always think that. And she was saying that no, what they try to do is they try, when they do a review on a game, they never compare it to the old. When they do like the 9.8 or the 10.0 or whatever the case, they never compare it to the last game. They compare the game, they review the game based on what it is. And I think in reality, I think we should all do that as gamers. I know it's hard, but like when you try to not compare it to like the hype of Black Ops 2 or the hype of Modern Warfare 2, like if you like take away all the Call of Duties, like all the Call of Duties that like never happened, when you like really like sit there and you look at it, like Black Ops 4 is a good game. You know what I mean? Again, I don't know how how well it will do, because you have so many people attacking it, and apparently people's opinions matter more than people's own opinions about how they feel about the game. Like, that's why I try to be careful, because I don't like it that my opinion influences somebody to buy a game or doesn't buy a game. Like, I give my opinion, but at the end of the day, if it's something you want to do and it's something you love to do and it's something that you think you would be great at, go ahead and do it. I don't care if I don't like the game. I don't like the game, certain games, just because there's just certain things that I don't appeal to, or there's certain things that make it hard for me to play the game. So like, I mean, it sucks that we live in that age of people, people's opinions people's opinions fuel people's decisions and visions and what they want. But I think that you don't mind the World War II zombies. See, I've never been a World War II fan. Sit down. You trying to be a distraction? Sit down. I've never been a zombie fan. The only time I ever really got into zombies is when my wife liked playing zombies. Like, literally, like, it was the only, and you know what's funny? Playing zombies taught me the maps. When I was playing with my wife, zombies, we would play Black Ops 2 zombies together, offline, locally, and that actually taught me the maps better than playing the actual multiplayer. So I actually benefited from that. But that's the only, that's the only time I ever played. That's the only time I ever really played zombies. I don't know. Your thoughts of? Do you have anything to add to anything that I said, as far as like where I brought it from? Like a game being great again? Because I know you can kind of like talk about that, like, you know,
I can relate
yeah, yeah.
to a few different levels. Because I am an old head, and I've kind of gotten to the point to where my life where I've accepted that there's so much change
Mhm.
that I don't have time to keep up with it, and my taste in a lot of the newer games is just not what I'm into anymore. But that doesn't mean I still can't enjoy games. Um, and that's why I buy the older versions of games because it kind of brings me back. So I'm okay with going backwards in that sense. It doesn't necessarily mean games can't be a revolution because as time progresses, you need to kind of cater to the new crowd. So I'm
Mhm.
not against change at all. My main advice just to be careful in general. I do think Black Ops does have potential. The fact that they've stuck to the fact that they have, their multiplayer, but they're also adding other features, like the whole battle royale thing that could help push them as well, So I'm not saying they shouldn't have it or anything. And then, of course, like you said earlier, I do feel a little weird about the fact that, yeah, something that I can tell somebody will convince them if a game is good or bad. Now, when I, give my opinion about a game,
Mhm.
um, I'm more trying to educate
Mhm.
rather than say you should or shouldn't play the game. Like, for example,
Mhm.
um, I bash Final Fantasy 15 and New Empire a lot. And it's
Mhm.
not because I think it's a bad game, because believe it or not, the reason that I played it for more than a year is because I actually enjoyed the game itself. Being able to have a slow paced game where you can build and build and build, you have motivation to get new types of buildings as you progress is pretty cool. And the fact that you can be, in a guild, you have your bases together, you can attack other guilds. You know what I mean? You're at constant war all week long, all year long, whatever. I mean, it adds a certain element of interesting interest to the game. But the reason that I have problems is not with the game itself; it's with its monetization practices. As a
Mhm.
game, it's solid, and if it's the type of game that if you like that slow paced type of war game, then I strongly suggest that yeah, you give it a try. But at the same time, you don't necessarily need to make what I say about its monetization a reason for you not to play it. If you are the kind of person that has the thousands and thousands of dollars to spend money and you don't mind spending that kind of money on the game, then this is the
Mhm.
perfect game for you. But I don't want you to just not play it just because I trash how they do their microtransactions.
Mhm.
So yes, what I say does just for some people hold some weight. But I'm more here to educate. But it's up to you at the end of the day, if you want to play the game or not.
Yep.
Um, so I kind of feel you are there, and I do think it's sad. It's not necessarily sad that people's opinions can be somewhat swayed by what we say because to
Mhm.
some degree people wouldn't be able to know a game is good unless we brought it up. So
Yeah.
I think that what we need to do is we need to listen with an open mind to know, okay, this game is out there. Oh, so this is what this game is about. Because sometimes we mention things that people didn't know about a game that might convince them to play one way or the other. But it's at the same time, though, you have to be responsible enough to have your own opinion in your own mind. So
Definitely.
I,
Definitely.
I think that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, and DB said this. He said, "Hold on, my freaking there it goes. OBS went underneath Discord again, so I couldn't see chat." He said, "I'm actually a bit nervous about Blackout. If it was going to be so great, why are they not talking about it a lot? In my opinion, again, I hope I'm wrong. I think the reason why." I think the reason why they're not talking about it is so we're surprised. Um, you know, again because people are already criticizing that it's not 100 play people. You know what I'm saying? They're criticizing, the map and all this. And Odie says, I think they aren't talking about it much to build up hype. People keep in suspense. I think it will be a good game. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the one thing that I could say that Black Ops 4 has, if you've ever felt like you can go into a game and like in a Call of Duty game and just like not do well, like this game gives you that feeling like you can actually do well in the game. Like what I mean is like, for instance, I was playing a hard point. Oh, was it hard point? Yeah, and normally like I can't kill people off the point. I can't like I always lose those battles. I always lose those head glitch battles. And but I was actually doing well. And so I feel like it's weird. And I don't know how to put this into words. And I don't know how to explain it to where to make somebody understand it, but I'm going to try my best. The game makes you feel good playing it. It makes it feel like you you're accomplishing something. Like it's not just like, oh, I'm getting beat, or oh, like you actually feel like you have a chance when you play the game. It builds up that confidence, I guess. And that's what I've noticed. Like the game's more team based. Like it's like makes you feel good. It makes you feel like I contributed. I helped. I did something amazing. And to answer your question, Odis, he was actually supposed to be here. But I know he was up late last night, dealing with some stuff. So he probably still asleep. I don't know. I messaged him before we went live, and I have not got anything back. So I will call him after the podcast and see what's going on.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and on that note, I think that it's okay that they're not overhyping the game,
Mhm.
because one of the biggest issues with a lot of games these days is because of overhype. I
Mhm.
mean, look what happened to No Man's Sky and other games as well. Sometimes the best thing to do is just say, hey, we have this game coming out, it has these kind of modes, and then let you play it for yourself and come up with your own opinion, so that, if we hype it too much and it ends up being not to your expectations, it won't blow up. So I think that's smart marketing, really, by not
Perfect.
super
A
hyping.
perfect example. Okay, and once I say this, DB, I'll probably turn a light bulb on in your head. Nobody knew about Fortnite Battle Royale coming. It just showed up. Nobody even really knew about Fortnite. Nobody knew about what was about to happen. Nobody had it just all of a sudden we're adding Battle Royale. What? What's that? And it came out live, and boom. Nobody really knew anything about it. There was no build up. Oh my god, Fortnite Battle Royale is gonna drop tomorrow. What? Or in like 5 months from now. You know what I mean? Uh it wasn't a big deal. Like nobody knew. It was like it was silent. So
Yeah.
maybe that's what they're trying to recreate in their own mind, because they see how it worked for Fortnite. But again, this is why I keep telling people, quit trying to recreate the branch. Just feed the source, and you'll automatically grow your branch. But I mean, I don't know. That's how I feel. Yeah, but again, going back to what you were saying, like, yeah, I hate being like that person to fuel somebody's opinion or decision, because then if they feel that I'm wrong, and then like they come to me, you are wrong, and I'm like, bro, it's just my opinion. I'm sorry. Don't hold me to a pitchfork. And it's like I'm held accountable for that, and it's like I don't like being held accountable, because it's just an opinion. It's not fact. If I worked for a gaming company and I could give you like legitimate facts and statistics and all this on how this game is going to prevail, and I can show you the pie charts, yeah, I can show you that. But guess what? It all comes down to the individual. Like individual. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like how well the game is. Like you have to understand, and this is another handy deep moment. Like how a game proceeds to you is all in your mindset. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how well a game runs. If somebody already has it in their mind that they're not gonna like a game, like, or they're burnt out on the game, or they already have in their mindset it's the same old thing. Call of Duty is the same old thing. Doesn't matter what Call of Duty does. Doesn't matter what any game does. it's not. You have to change your mindset. You have to open your mind. You have to come to a game with an open mind. You have to like somehow like erase your mind. Like this is like a whole new game, and if you can't like erase your mind, like then you're just gonna like automatically think, well, it's just die, kill, repeat, die, kill, repeat, die, kill, repeat. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think a better way to explain that, because I don't like telling people to just not use your brain, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
I think that you should go to a game with mid expectations. Don't go in there thinking, "Oh, this is going to be so awesome," or "Oh, this is going to suck." Just kind of make sure that everything is on a clean slate. Just say, "Okay, this game came out. It looks like it might have potential. Let's give it a try." Because a lot of the problems that people have is that, yeah, they get super excited about this game. They're like, "Oh man, it's going to be the best thing in the world." And then when it doesn't turn out exactly what they thought it was, they think it's worse than it really was. So I think that you just need to have an open mind and just understand that, okay, this game has potential. Let's just see where it is. Just start at a clean slate, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. Definitely agree. But I mean, yeah. And what I mean by mindset, I don't mean change like what I mean by mindset, I don't mean like don't use your brain, but sometimes we get stuck in our ways and sometimes you have to change. And sometimes we have to change the way we think. Uh Give me that. Thank you. Sometimes you got to change the way you're thinking. Stinking thinking, as someone used to tell me. Stinking thinking. And, so sometimes, like, you hear when people say, oh, he's stuck in his ways, So it doesn't matter
Mhm.
what you tell that person. They're always going to think that way. It's like talking to a brick wall. Like, you can't change somebody's mind. So, and that's where I'm at. Like, if you have in your mindset of a certain game, like how a game is or how you think about a game, I can't change your mind. There's nothing I can say. I can tell you you can get 120 FPS on Call of Duty PC. That's not going to change your mind. What's going to change your mind is you experiencing it for yourself. That's what changes your mind. But I don't know. A lot of people don't think that way. But, yeah. Did you have any other knowledge you wanted to drop? OMG.
No, I think we're good for the day. I'm actually good to just call it. You know what I'm saying? We can come up with some new material next week. I think we had a good chat today.
DB says 120 feels so good. Actually, when I was watching Hitch's video, he was pulling 80 FPS on the PC. But it didn't look as smooth. But in my opinion, Call of Duty, it doesn't matter if Blizzard touches it or not. Call of Duty PC is always like not felt as good as console in a sense. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder who is what? I wonder who likes the stubbing. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by that. But go ahead, OMG. Go ahead and do your intro there, bud. I mean
My
outro.
intro?
I mean your outro. My bad.
Man, anyway. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the OG podcast. I want to first kind of give out a little shout out to Just DB and Crew Dog. You guys are always good in the background providing us some good support by, dropping links, dropping some extra info added to what we say. It actually does make our podcast a lot better. So we do appreciate what you guys do for us. So thank you, and please continue to do what you do. Also, just keep in mind that, Handy will be here tomorrow for the Able Gamers. And then, of course, he'll have his own streams throughout the weeks as well until next week. And then, of course, if you want to check out any mobile gaming videos, please check out my YouTube channel. Original Mobile Gamer is the new name, and mobile gaming is the same game. And then, of course, Bezoid. And yes, I'll bring up Bezoid because he has been part of the crew too. I know he's still streaming on Twitch, so please, support him as well. We do care about his well-being, and I hope that he's doing all right. And other than that, we'll see you guys next week, and keep gaming, y'all. Have fun.
Have fun. And DB says fist bumps. Fist bumps. He says fist bumps.
Yep, fist bumps.